Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the table.
Hi.
I am your Dumgeon. I'm your Dumgeon master, JD. And as always, we are gathered here by our super heroic, brave heroes of Saltmarsh. How are we all doing?
Feeling
Happy as
Damn,
fuck.
flexing
heroic.
on them.
Very heroic right now. I got a little support in the room, so
It looks good.
I gotta fill the void.
That's a nice shirt.
That's a nice
It
It's
is.
a really nice shirt.
Mine is not faring well these days.
No.
Mine's really not either.
See, this is a man that takes care of his stuff. I'm proud of
And
him.
wouldn't you know how to take care of your clothes by using Tide Color detergent? This episode is brought to you by Tide.
Sponsor us.
Yeah, man.
It could be. It could be. It could be Tide's week.
Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Well, we're glad to see everybody here with us this evening. Hoping you all had a good week, ready for the weekend. A couple things to touch on here before we get going. First off, we are not going to be having our Phandelver stream next Friday. We've got a couple people that are out. We may have a fill-in stream for that of something. We're not sure just yet, but just to avoid any confusion, most likely no stream next week on Friday. What else we got here? Bam! Covington Comic Con. It's coming. It's still a little ways out, but it's coming. August 23rd and 24th. It's a Friday and a Saturday.
Friday and Saturday. It does have later hours because it would normally be on a Saturday, Sunday, but it will be later afternoon. Probably
It's for us night owls.
Yes. So
Hell
come
yeah.
buy your cool stuff late.
Yeah, and we'll have more information as we get closer, but you'll find, bare minimum, Mike will be there, and he'll have awesome 3D printed stuff, just like this badass Deadpool helm.
Cool,
that he
magnetically
There
assembled
we
Deadpool
Bro,
guy. I will probably have a couple of them ready to go.
that's incredible.
It was very
It
impressive.
does not fit most adult heads. If you would like it to, I will have to make it bigger. So
We did find an adult head that it did fit,
that's
though.
true.
We did. So
It misses. It does not fit my 9-year-old son, which is kind of a good, frame of reference because he apparently has a huge melon like Daddy.
but you'll have all kinds of stuff there, I'm sure. So yeah, we'll have more
Wiggly
information on that.
dragons, Cthulhu-based dice rollers. I'm also going to be painting some D&D minis, little probably just NPC level type stuff.
Yeah.
But I will have various selections of fantasy.
Beautiful.
Fun things.
We'll have more info on that as we get closer to it. Next thing, they did announce the release dates for the new D&D 2024 edition handbooks. So we've got the Player's Handbook, the Dungeons Master's Guide, and the Monster Manual all coming out kind of staggered across a few months. But we, just as a heads up, we may have an off week once that drops. That's the 17th of September that comes out, as we kind of shift everything over and adapt anything we need to the new rule set. So we may have like a new session 0 stream or something like that as we kind of talk through what we're doing. Again, that's still a ways out, so we'll keep y'all posted on that.
I have a question.
What you got?
What if I can't read?
Looking out for everybody, aren't we?
Well, I was just.
Maybe there's an.
I
You want me?
mean,
I'll
I
read
can
it to you.
I can read. But
I can read
what
it to
if
you.
Someone else that can't read.
You can come sit like right here.
Ooh.
We'll have a little story time.
We have
We could put the camera. Like,
narrators that could probably bring it to life for you.
Yeah.
Oh,
A deep description.
Yeah.
That sounds adorable.
And
That sounds-
Jamie will do, as I'm reading, he will be doing an interpretive dance.
Oh,
I've got to get the Audible edition for it.
All emotions, physical attacks, magic. I'll do it all. Sure.
And it'll be done with that exact gusto.
Man, how many hours do you think that audiobook would be in the PHB?
I cast Gust of Wind.
5 stars on Audible.
Brought to you by Audible. Not really.
All right, that's all
Pipe.
the stuff that I have for announcements. So next thing on the list is we need to talk about what happened last session before we get started with tonight's session. So who wants to give us the recap in exchange for some inspiration?
I will take that. I have streamlined my notes tonight.
Oh, let's get it.
So the team begins that session at the Bullywug camp. Our guide Sorev was eating some lightning roasted bullywug legs, which he quite enjoyed. Several of us have tried them since. We find our quarry, the Helm of Underwater Action. After a rest, the team moves forward to its next mission goal of relocating or removing Thousand Teeth the Devourer, a giant crocodile, alligator, large reptilian beast.
Yeah.
As they're moving through the forest, they come across a fungi-infested tree ant under attack by a swarm of rats. After helping, they refer the tree ant refers us to a bog witch who has diseased the local bog. Colt has named the tree ant Cypher, but nobody can remember why. And that's where we find us tonight.
Fantastic. One last piece of info there is that in exchange for your assistance, he did gift the party with a potion of bark skin, which should be in your inventory now, Mr. Occult. Yeah, fantastic. So apparently there's a bog witch or something out there that's poisoning the land. I don't know kind of what that's about.
They were concerned that we were in league with her.
Yeah, it's not every day you just kind of find a whole group of adventurers just wandering about in the middle of a gigantic swamp.
Especially led by this guy.
True. Yeah, a handsome person that handsome just walking around in a bog, I wouldn't trust it.
He doesn't fit here.
But you do get inspiration tonight. So
I will replace Deadpool with the skull.
New head.
with the skull.
It's what he looks at like on the inside.
I'm excited for the Wolverine Deadpool movie. All right. Anyways, inspiration, sir. Good job. And with that, let's get into our next session of Ghosts of Saltmarsh.
A hype intro. I like that intro.
Get this going. So,
I'm pumped.
you have all just finished interacting with Cypher as you've made this new treant friend. And you turn back to the bog, to the swamp ahead of you. What would you all like to do right now?
So, worst case scenario, what happens if we do run into that maybe potential black dragon? Run, right? We run?
We have.
Dragon.
Hide. Okay.
Sarah
hide.
says, we could try to appeal to its kinder senses, but we would probably die.
I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if we can outrun a dragon. So we'll probably hide. What I'd do.
Yes.
There's a lot of mud everywhere. I'm sure you could kind of just lay down, just start flapping
Yeah.
your arms. You'll be covered in mud and blend right in.
You can't see heat, so you know.
It's smart.
The chopper.
So it is roughly midday right now. The area of the swamp that you're in right now is fairly dense. Not a lot of vision out. Probably, you can see probably about 100 feet out from where you're at right now. The canopy above you, at least in this kind of druid grove or treant grove, is more like a canopy than what you've seen so far. But it does kind of have like a back, so you can kind of go back out the way you came, and you probably have about like a 90-degree, cone where you could go out from where you're at.
So this is kind of like an auditorium. It's a sunken.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So Sorov is still there with us.
No Cypher, right?
Yeah, Cypher's just kind of chilling in the back of the grove right now. You see, he's kind of gone into a almost like a dormant state.
Eyes closed, just kind of swaying in the wind.
Yeah, he looks. If you didn't know that it was a treant at this point, you would very much just confuse him for or mistake him for a regular tree.
Kugel, I'm going to look your direction. Remind me what you're wearing. Like, what exactly is on your person? Like, what do I see when I look over at you?
So I have kind of a leather half-skirt utility kilt kind of thing going on. Boots. I have like a leather half cape slung over one shoulder, and just kind of a dingy linen-ish shirt.
Okay, I look at Kugel for maybe like 3 seconds, then I look over to Red. Red, what are you wearing?
Wherever my mini is, I have like a black robe on with some gold lining.
I'll look back to Kugel for just a moment, then back to Red. Then I'll reach into my pouch and take out that potion I got and say, Red, this may come in handy for you, buddy, just in case you get jumped or something again. And I'll just lob it to him.
How far away are you from him when you lob that?
About 5 feet. We're right next to
Okay.
each other. So.
Yeah. So you can catch it pretty easily.
I
Yeah.
was like,
Now, Colders would absolutely accidentally do that, so I'm sorry in advance.
Thanks for this
That does
green
happen.
stuff. And what was this again? This the tree stuff?
I believe it gives you a bark skin. So I'm not sure if that means your skin turns to bark, but it makes you able to take a hit a bit better.
Is it
So-
permanent?
Nah, magic stuff. It lasts like maybe an hour or something.
Whoa,
Like
I'm
that.
like, who would drink that?
Permanent tree bark. Well, this is interesting. I will greatly appreciate it. I'll just put this up my call it a day.
Put it up your what?
In my backpack. In my backpack.
Oh, okay.
He's got a rear loading backpack. It's interesting.
Sarv leans in and says, as fine as it is that we helped our treant friend here, I believe it is time that we continue on towards Thousand Teeth's lair. We are losing light.
Yeah, let's go. Sure. Right behind you.
And, although it worked out for us here this time, perhaps, we avoid stopping to help every bleeding heart along the way.
Oh, that's not how you make friends. You save the day, and then karma comes back and it gives you a helping hand. That's how it works. I hope.
That's what we did, right? We just walked in your front door and was like, hey, we're here to help.
that's true.
True.
We helped that tree, and we got some juice for Red, too. I mean, it's a win-win.
And we learned valuable information.
And made friends along the way.
That's right.
Might I remind that although it is not extremely time sensitive, we do have quite a large threat we are facing down.
Thousand Teeth probably just some made-up, he probably got more like maybe 100 teeth. Because we're not, you know how those things go.
How big could he be?
Someone got carried away with the zeros.
Well, no one survived, so it's great.
I mean, it's not like he's like a dinosaur or something, right? It's just a big crocodile. How bad could it be?
I don't know.
We're gonna learn today.
If you do a clip of that and we almost die, that's where you, how bad could he be?
Throw in the Always Sunny intro music.
Yeah.
Everybody's just like,
The gang gets massacred by a crocodile. Yeah.
I don't know. I'm not on y'all's level. We should be cautious. I don't know
Yep.
what this is.
Shall I lead the way again, or
Absolutely.
Sounds great.
Unless you think one of us should for some reason. I think you know the place better, right? Maybe.
Does he still have the
I'm not from here.
No, him.
Oh.
pole?
Oh, yeah, he never gave it back to me. He still has it.
he does?
Tap.
So I've marked on the big map over there with that yellow tab where y'all are currently at.
I see it.
I'll pull it up here for the stream.
While you're pulling it up, I would like to note that I am looking for tea leaves.
Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Make a survival check for me, and you can make it with advantage since you know what you're looking for.
Seems like a place you'd find like some sort of fungus too that might be
11.
edible.
Okay.
Hypnotic? Hallucinatory?
Perhaps.
Drug trip?
So we're
Purple
currently
is
there.
not.
Dice jail. See, already.
So we already use it.
I do know about a frog that if you lick it, it makes your toes go numb for about 4 hours.
Does that sell for
You
anything?
used to do that, Google?
It's a boring Friday night. You got to do something.
Toad licking. You heard a song about that at one point.
Perhaps you should enter one of the toad licking contests we have back at the tribal camp.
Well, what other things are going to go numb?
Sounds
You have
terrifying.
no idea.
No. But I'm interested to find out.
Cultural exchange.
Sarv turns away from you all and heads back into the marsh the same way that you had originally run in. About 15 minutes goes by, and you're reminded once again how treacherous the marshes can be. They're a land of danger and mystery, where the unwary can easily get lost, and the careless can become another victim of this perilous place.
I feel like I'm meeting both of those.
After about 15,
Careless as shit,
like I
man.
said, after about 15 minutes, even just with your passive perceptions, with the exception of actually Kugal and Red, you wouldn't see this, but Colt and Aelin, the two of you, you remember seeing a very odd-looking tree that had some, like a very unique marking of like that fungus growing on it, and just it was very memorable.
Swamp hags.
You see it again.
Are we going in a circle?
Ridiculous. No, I
So-
know these swamps like the back of my
Now-
hand.
Trust me, I get it if we are. Okay, I don't want to say that I led us in a circle before, but it can happen. I'm just as shocked as everyone if it is true. I was shocked myself when I led us in a circle.
What
It's possible.
think we've walked in a
Well, that tree. What was it?
While she's pointed
Fungus
out, I'm
growth.
over the tree. I want to poke it. Just poking it.
You think it's alive?
I've seen this tree before, man. This is identical. It's like super identical. It's too weird to forget.
Agreed.
I think we may have gone in a circle.
Oh. Why?
That's better than lost, right? We know
You
where
see-
we are.
Kind of like furrows his brow and looks around.
How much time did we lose?
I mean, you know it's been about 15, 20 minutes.
We make little cuts in the trees we pass by to make sure we're on the, path, so we know if we see those marks, like, oh, we circle or something.
Yes, if you would like to do that, I'm checking for quicksand.
I really can't. Red, can you do it? I ain't got a knife on me.
I do have a dagger, yes.
All the stuff you have in your backpack, you don't have a knife?
Nope.
Right, Mr.
Wow,
Crafter.
okay. I'm honestly like very taken aback right now. Like I feel like you have
don't
a
have a
small
chisel?
arsenal in there.
Did not pick up a knife. Nope. That's very. You think I would, but I did not. I got shovels, some smithing tools. There's probably something sharp in
Shovels?
there.
Plural? Multiple shovels?
Well, you might need 2 shovels, Kugal. 1 shovel would take forever.
You know, you could use a shovel to score.
Golden shovel hands over here.
I don't want to carry a shovel with me. I want to
That
get my
would be
shield
entertaining.
Gotta keep my
And
shield
shovels
armor.
for hands.
All right, I can mark trees and just like cut it. Like I don't know what you want me.
Just a little notch that you won't forget. Yeah, whatever symbol, a little diamond, maybe an X. X is classic.
Like on every tree we pass.
Maybe like once every 2 minutes. Something like that.
Oh, okay. All right, I can do that.
This fungus bloom, does this look like anything that I would have seen before?
If you'd like to make an investigation check to get a closer look at it, you can.
-1, so 9.
It looks pretty gross. It almost has like a wart-like property to it in some areas. Other places, it's more just kind of your typical fungal kind of growth. You see there are kind of some mushrooms sprouting out from it at some point with kind of these purple tops on them. It doesn't look like anything you've seen before.
I'm going to take one of my daggers and just kind of poke it and score it and kind of wipe it on the end of the dagger.
Okay.
And then sheath it.
Okay, gotcha. So, surveying the area in front of you, kind of as you're continuing on, you're just struck with this odd feeling that this bog just goes on forever. I mean, you've been in this thing for a couple days now, a few days, rather, and it's just consistently shrouded in this just perpetual mist that just clings to the ground like its own living thing. But regardless, we press on. As you're making your way forward, you're kind of making these, or you said you're doing like X's?
Yeah, obviously.
Okay. You travel for a good hour, and you don't see any of your X's on the trees recurring, I guess you could say. It seems like you're going in a consistent direction. And eventually, after about an hour of this travel, you hear the sound of a running river in the distance. And at which point Sarv turns around and says,
"Perfect, we are on the right course. We should follow the river until we get to a certain point, and we divert off and find our way to its lair."
Sounds good for me. We've been traveling for, maybe an hour 15, something like that? Okay, quick check then. I'll stand up and just start looking around, remembering that we were tracked by bullywugs the day before. And I don't want any surprises this time, so I'm just kind of surveying the area, see if we got any friends watching us.
Anything in the
Okay.
trees?
you make a perception check.
Or anything that will follow our X's to exactly where we are.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, it's fine.
14.
Okay. As you have ventured further into the swamp, the air itself has grown thicker and carries with it the scent of this decaying vegetation and stagnant water. Almost to this point, it's almost suffocating in its intensity, but it's something that you've kind of got a bit accustomed to. The pools of this murky water reflect the still gray, overcast sky, and the water's surface occasionally rippling with movement of creatures beneath it, but you don't see any eyes in the bushes or Charlies in the trees.
Okay. Now, this place is just, I look down one of those puddles with whatever living in one. This place is just disgusting, but I don't think anything's following us right now. So there's that.
And make sure my helm is in place in case something like a crocodile grabs me and pulls me under.
Right. Which I did add that helm to your equipment as well. So, yeah. I'm a DM. I'm going to have Sarv roll again. He continues to lead you toward this river, the sound of it getting louder and louder, until eventually you've, probably about 100 feet away, you see it's a decent-sized river. not raging or rushing by any means, but a decent sized river that's kind of cut its way through this swamp. When you get kind of to the, I want to say kind of the edge of the tree line, but it's not really like a true hard stop. It's just kind of a break where this river runs through it. You see Sarov stop and look on either side of this river, look both ways, and he kind of steps out, and the ground is still fairly soggy, but it's walkable. And he turns and says,
If any of you need to refill your water, it should be safe to do so here.
And that?
and looking at the river, it's not the murky gray and brown water. It's because it's kind of just consistently moving. It is kind of pulling in some of that with it as it's going, but like towards the middle of it, it's, you know, pretty, it looks pretty normal.
Pretty normal. Am I going to get diseased from drinking this?
If you want to, I mean, how would you like to check for that?
I don't know. It's a great question.
Honestly, I don't want to eat or drink anything if I have a swamp hag somewhere out here.
Would a medicine skill or check?
Yeah, you
Get
can.
a vial of it and shake it around and see if we see any like
Sure.
sea monkeys
You can always boil
like, in
it.
it. Or...
Sure. There's always the option for fire.
And boil some water.
But yes, if you'd like to do that, you can.
I don't see anything. 7.
So you kind of, do you have like a little vial you use to you do that? As you do that and swirl it around, it looks like water. When you lower your vial to go back and kind of look at everybody else, you see Sarv is over there in the river just with his head, like, and just drinking the water.
Having a great time.
Look at him. He likes it. He's all right.
Right.
It must be right.
Yeah. Yep. I'm just not thirsty. I guess.
Well, we can boil water if you want. We can make a fire and drink that.
Yeah, if you want to, by all means, go collect yourself some
Do we want to
nice
stop for a little bit?
swamp river water.
I mean, I can make it taste amazing.
Can you? Water?
Have you not had a liquid IV?
Yeah, those are like flavor.
what?
Tastes, you know, all
think I
sorts
have.
of fruit.
Your water can taste like strawberries. It's honestly kind of like the pink starburst.
Oh, that sounds
And
nice.
and it changes the color
Delicious.
of the water, too.
It'll change the color.
Once the grape do. The grapes ones do.
Well, if you're not refilling anything, we should keep moving.
Yeah, just being close to water and knowing we're getting close to gator territory. It's not too comfy getting comfy near water now. Last time we saw a crocodile, it was like, and it ate some undead guy who was, well, he wasn't undead. He was alive, and then dead, then undead, and still got. So it took him just super quick.
Yes.
You see him trying to like process that.
That did happen. A gator did.
Vis-a-vis, the crocodile made him undead. Maybe.
I don't remember if he was alive then dead, but came back. I don't know. They got him.
This way.
All right.
And you see he kind of veers back in towards the tree line a bit, kind of trying to stay just out of the blatant open area there. I mean, as you know now, especially that rivers are, it's a place that anything that lives goes to for one reason or another. So he continues to lead you up the river, and as you're kind of staying in the tree line there, you really see more of the same as you continue on. But after about 30 more minutes, Sarov again stops. And you see him sort of move back behind a tree.
Oh shit! All right, and as soon as I see that, yeah, I mumble those shit and I duck down behind a bush or something. Anything nearby.
Okay.
Shield in front of me.
What's that?
I have my shield in front of me.
Okay. Good.
Kugel just goes flat on the ground.
So you kind of splat in the mud a bit.
I'm taking my cloak and just kind of flick it out, so I'll blend into it like a rock.
As you see this, and as you all kind of take your cover, you see Sarv looking a bit further upriver, probably about 80 feet or so up the river. You all see this large green creature sort of hunched over at the edge of the river, and it has what looks like some kind of crocodile. This crocodile's laid on its back, and its belly is just been ripped open, and this creature is just like kind of hunched over and having itself a bit of a meal. It looks like this.
Hell is that thing? Sorry.
Shrek?
Troll.
Oh, a troll. I read about those. I didn't read about how to handle them though. Do we just let them eat and they leave, or what?
Perhaps we go around.
Yeah, it's not a bad idea. Let's just go around. I'm not here for trolls. We don't got to.
Does the crocodile look larger than apples?
I mean, it's a decent sized crocodile, but there's nothing
Not
strange.
1,000 teeth.
There's nothing unusual about it.
Probably isn't 1,000 teeth.
Probably not.
Oh, we gotta whisper louder. Sorry, I whisper louder.
Sarv carefully moves kind of back into the swamp itself, and is going to make a stealth check. And any of you trying to also be silent, you can as well, and you can do so with advantage because of the sound of the water, the river itself, and you're a decent way away from it.
It's a stealth check, you said?
I'm gonna, because normally I have disadvantage in my armor. I'm gonna push my chest in and it's gonna retract. So I'm just a normal man now.
Okay.
Now I'll take that advantage.
13.
So that was a stealth check.
Mm-hmm.
10.
10?
10.
We're doing great.
14.
Okay.
Can I use my inspiration?
Sure.
Would have been a 1. Gotta look at my plussy. Oh, wait.
Waiting.
Does the D mean disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yes.
That's why I took my armor off with my artificer skills.
Tinky.
So I shouldn't have rolled then because I have disadvantage.
Right.
It would have been a 1 no matter what.
What was your first roll?
A 1.
It was the 1?
Yeah.
No.
Okay.
So I wouldn't have used inspiration if I
Right.
had to roll again.
Yeah.
At least I'm honest.
It's true.
But I have a +2. So does that mean 3?
That's technically a 3, but you did roll in that one.
It's in jail, for the record.
We need that 3D jail. As you are making your way back into the woods, you're trying to keep your eye on this troll to make sure it's not looking directly at you. I'm going to give you there's going to be a small chance for redemption here. It's going to be based on my roll. Since, again,
I want to confuse it also.
we're on a river. There's a lot of things working in your favor here. But because you're distracted by this, your foot gets caught on a tree root, and you kind of splash down in the muddy water that makes a large splashing sound and a large splash itself. You said you're wanting to do something?
Uh-huh.
What?
I want to create ominous whispers with my thaumaturgy. Not where I am, somewhere in the distance to try and confuse it. Because Harry Potter taught me these creatures are dumb. And so I'm trying to confuse it.
You see it look up. The kind of the viscera from this crocodile hanging out of the mouth of this troll as it looks around, looks directly in your direction. And then its eyes seem to taper back another direction and then goes back to eating the crocodile. He did not roll very good at all. The
Music
rest
might be a tad high. Too.
music's a tad high.
Oh, no, outbound.
There we go. The rest of you make your way back into the swamp with no issue. You hear this behind you, and you see Aelin just laying kind of face down in the water.
I try and slowly get up.
Yeah? Okay. You slowly are able to get back up. Make one more stealth check for me.
Natural 20. Natural 20.
Huh.
It's like an angel.
Redemption. You get back up and you're kind of planking almost at the moment, and you kind of look over at that troll and you see it's no longer paying attention to you. It is still, well, now turned a bit more toward your direction, but you're able to get up and move slowly between the trees and eventually get out of sight of this creature. And you catch up to the rest of the group. You see Aelin kind of trying to sneak back over to you, just covered in dirt and mud and water. There's a small like fish that's like caught in between one of the scales in her armor, and it's just kind of like flipping.
Just wanted to join the mud club, eh?
I'm still trying to wipe some of mine off of it. You good? You're all right? You look all right.
I think I'm okay.
I'll grab the little.
Just
fish.
hyperventilating a little bit.
Her
Toss it
name's,
aside.
her name's Aelin and not a criminal.
Yeah, I agree.
We're doing great.
Sorry,
We're doing
getting
great.
this.
You said we're out of range of this thing now, yeah?
You can no longer see it.
Okay. I'll push my chest back in and armor comes back out.
Okay.
Armor back on.
All right. In an effort to avoid alerting that creature, Sarav leads you prematurely back into the woods, the swamp itself, and you continue on for about another 30 minutes. Are you still marking the trees and everything as you're going?
And I'm doing it on my right. My right.
Roger that. The deeper you continue to go, you can hear the sound of the river start to fade over time, and you start to see these ancient, just gnarled trees, rise up from the mire. Their twisted roots forming these natural bridges and sort of treacherous pathways over the mud beneath. This area is just festering with quicksand and bog pits and everything, so you're having to sort of make your way very carefully now, more so than before, to kind of walk on these tree roots. You still hear the occasional croak of a frog or, splash of a fish. But really, that's the only signs of life that you hear right now in this particular area. And it just really adds to the foreboding sense of isolation that really just permeates this entire area.
We haven't come across any local tea leaves at all.
If anything, I'll tell you what, both of you make a perception check for me. Kugal, you can do so with advantage.
That's the dice. I use.
I know. Much better than that one.
17.
21.
Beautiful. So you haven't seen any tea leaves for a while, and to be honest, you also haven't seen like the conditions present that would normally be conducive to those growing. And the other thing that you notice is it seems like the further y'all are going in this direction, the more and more of that kind of decay and fungus that you see. It's gradual. There's no point where it's just, wow, this is way worse than the rest. But you can tell from where you are now versus where you were 2 hours ago, it's a decent bit worse here.
As stuff is dying off, what are we finding more of? Is it more like sandy soil? Is it less
Lots
trees?
of mud. Just this kind of thick, like sucking mud.
We've kind of got like Fury Road, Mad Max. It's all just gross,
Right, yeah.
dark. Okay.
Yeah. You see this in front of you, and you think back to fonder times when it was just the normal marsh with undead people in it. There's almost no life here, it seems.
You're dodging snakes.
Just creeping moss hanging from the trees. It's real gross.
Like, so we don't like no frogs anymore, no snakes, no nothing.
You still hear the occasional frog and
Okay.
things like
It's not
that. Yeah.
devoid of.
It's not
Okay.
devoid of sound, but it's noticeably different.
Huh.
You're happy. As we go.
You see Sarov carefully leading the way, and he has at this point actually put that 10-foot pole away, as everything right now is just muck. There's no need to test for it. It's obvious where it is and where it isn't. So he's trying to lead you across these roots and vines. And there are occasionally, sections of land that you'll walk across, your feet kind of sink into, but you're still able to handle it without any, unreasonable amount of effort. Anything anybody wants to talk about or say before we continue on?
Fresno.
Can't wait to get back to town and
As far as what he
those,
thinks is causing this, if he has any kind of deeper insight.
Yeah, Sarov.
Yeah, would he have known about this bog witch situation? Would he think that this is
This, based
related?
off of his reaction, everything, this seems pretty much as new to him as it is to y'all. But he definitely seems to have his priorities, which is not necessarily this bog. What were you saying, Red?
can't wait to get back to town and check on these images for sale. Make sure they're ready to go.
Yeah, you. When you make this kind of motion, you actually notice you've got just this thick kind of splash of like mud that has just kind of covered your chest.
It's great here.
It's like a vine, just like a wet piece of spaghetti, just
It's everywhere. But yeah, we got those prints at that frame shop. I hope they have some nails so we can just tack them up all over town.
Let's not do that.
Or we could sell them.
Maybe
Income.
you could get him to autograph some.
Even more. Get more for the autograph.
Maybe not that either. Maybe.
You want to charge the same price?
I don't want to. This isn't the place to talk No, no.
We could set up a signing.
Oh, like a booth
Yeah.
during the market.
Oh, yeah, there we go. That's right.
Wow.
Get your hero merchandise. Get your hero merchandise. And could you imagine if we get the new title, Slayer of Thousand Teeth? Dude,
20 gold to get your portrait
my
painted
eyes
with
just turned into dollars. Mr. Krabs over here.
it. 20 gold to get your portrait painted with
yeah.
it.
Hey, and for the right price, you can get a souvenir Thousand Tooth Teeth.
Thousand
Limited
Limited
edition.
edition.
We have 1,000 to sell.
Only so many.
They're numbered.
You're gonna carve a serial number into each one of them.
Check for counterfeits.
Three.
We don't want the fake shroot box floating around with the real ones. Anyways, we're focused. We're ready to make money and kill the thing. Gator.
Continuing on, you still don't see any of these X's coming back around. So it seems like you're continuing to stay on the right path here. Or at least not the same path that you've already taken, right? But as you venture now even deeper into the marshes, the environment continues to subtly change still, but ominously. The ground underfoot, now no longer just nothing but mud. You're kind of out of this rooty, tree, branchy area. But the ground that you are walking on grows increasingly soggy, each step producing kind of this squelching sound as your boots sink down into the muck. You feel yourself probably moving about half the speed that you were. The once solid ground is now interspersed with shallow pools of dark, murky water, forcing you all to navigate carefully to avoid sinking into the mire. The trees around you become even more gnarled and twisted, their roots sinking and snaking down into the waterlogged earth and creating these natural archways and precarious bridges over these expanding murky pools. Moss and vines hang from their branches. They're heavy, just waterlogged vines, and just dripping with moisture, and again, just adding to this oppressive atmosphere. And at this point, the sunlight really is struggling to penetrate through the thick canopy above, casting this landscape in some semblance of a perpetual twilight. Sarov stops for a bit and turns around and says,
The marsh doesn't look like how I remember it. Something twisted.
It's gotten way worse, that's for sure, than what we were around.
Right, all this mud is terrible.
You adventurers,
Worse.
you've seen something like this before.
Never.
Nah, man, just a cipher earlier. He had like that gross fungusy rot on him. I'm getting a lot of those vibes looking around.
It's terrible.
No shortage of problems knocking on our door. Regardless, you have been tasked with this. Are you still wanting to continue?
We've come this far, I feel.
Right. We've come so far not to just turn around now.
This area, Thousand Teeth, was really last spotted somewhere around here? Or were we just trekking to there still through this?
you see Sarv look up and have a hard time discerning the time of day, but he seems like he has probably a pretty good general idea about how much time has passed and where you've traveled. He says,
Believe we should be just maybe another hour away. We've had to take a slightly different route because of the troll, but
Why again did your people need to use this route? Like,
not this specific route. No, troll diverted.
well, just, I mean, in the general direction that we're going, it seems like no matter which direction we would come from, it would be this type of situation. Why would your people need to move through this willingly?
Leads to the drowned forest.
What's in the drowned forest for you?
It's not where we need to go. It's where we need to make sure Sahuagin don't.
God bless you.
It is another route to our home. We must make sure. Yes. Strategy. I don't want
I'm
to
with
be
you,
here
fellas.
either.
We press on. We can't turn around, man. That'd be real bad for everybody.
Right.
Right.
The sooner we get there, the sooner we can get out of here.
Precisely.
okay.
See Whiskey Will again.
My guy.
That's right.
Um,
Tell him about Thousand Teeth.
you continue on through through
We'll
this
get a free tooth.
Yeah.
for Whiskey Will.
It's a shame you couldn't be here with us. We thought of you every step of
He's
the way.
probably still waiting for you back at the
Probably.
bar.
That's why we need a tooth to give him.
I know. We got detoured, but look at this.
As you press on, the ground becomes increasingly more treacherous. Sarav has now had the 10-foot pole back out for quite some time, testing the ground as you go and finding many, many patches of quicksand. The water levels as you're moving continue to rise. And you soon find yourselves wading through knee-deep marsh water with no solid land to walk on and no boat to ride in. The water is still dark and murky. You can't see it obscures what's underneath the water.
Visibly very uncomfortable right now.
You still hear the distant croak of, frogs.
I don't like being in the water. That's
you-
that's my like flaw, I think. I don't like being in the water. I'm just like,
The
Boy, we could fly.
the sound of those frogs and the occasional splash that you hear in the water, really, they're the only sounds that you hear now, and it sort of amplifies this eerie silence that's surrounding you. You occasionally see a water snake kind of slithering, just beneath the surface of the water that you're able to avoid. We all good?
Yeah.
yep.
Peachy.
Ugh.
Okay.
Something that would allow us to see. So I was hoping I had something that would help us see or.
Right. I think you have something that could help you see, don't you?
I have dark vision now. Is that what you mean? Help me see. Like to go underwater and see?
Like, it's pretty dark where you're. I mean, it's still daytime, and there's light occasionally poking itself through the canopy, but overall, it's gotten quite a bit darker just because of that canopy, and then being in that water. Kugal was just saying that he was looking for something to help shed some light.
Can you not see in the dark?
Not really, no. But I
Oh,
guess I-
I'm just very blessed right now because my helm, actually, I can see in the dark for once. So I guess I'm just not used to this.
Welcome to the club.
I'm getting
Yeah,
one of
this
those
is great.
gut feelings though about this
Do you
place.
want me to light you up? I can.
I don't
Gut-
think we should.
Oh.
What kind of gut feeling? Is we're in a bad spot?
Like
turn
being a
us into
beacon
a-
of light right now might
beacon.
do a bad thing.
Well, that's what we want, right? We want to find this thing.
Well,
If it finds us, then
What
you
if other
consider
things
that a
find us?
win-win, huh?
it's end goals. Neat. But we'd be
Well-
ready, right? We should be on guard if we.
If you change your mind, let me know and I can light you.
Sarif, what do you think?
I'll just stay close to y'all for now.
Should we try and sneak up on this, or should we make ourselves aware and it come to us?
He looks down, like, at the murky water.
Unlikely, if Thousand Teeth is here, that we sneak up on him.
Feels like a
Should-
very
Not saying we shouldn't try, but unlikely.
being in the water.
Right.
This feels like a very disadvantaged environment to try to fight something that we are probably already at a disadvantage to fighting.
That's not a terrible point, yeah.
Well, can't you see underwater, breathe underwater, and move very, very fast underwater? I feel like you'd be the best scout right now.
You look extremely uncomfortable in the water, though. You don't look like you're having a great time.
I'm really
You don't
not.
like it, but you're the best.
This is really terrible.
Do you have a fear of water?
I don't mind being on it. I don't like being in it.
What?
And I'm like-
On water? Oh,
yeah, like
on
in a boat. It's okay. I'm not in the water. But
Here we are.
here I am.
The reluctant fish over here.
You feel something bump into your leg.
I look down. Do I see anything? I
Over
swat.
this place.
I'm swatting.
You start
Something-
splashing water.
No, like underwater.
Yeah, I
Something
mean, your
happened.
arm's moving around, right? Kind of sloshes the
something
water
touching me.
around. You don't see anything.
Do you guys like want me to like leave you guys? Is that what you're wanting? Is
No,
that what I'm
no,
understanding?
No,
No,
nothing like that.
no.
It's just, you know, if something's underwater, you could probably know before anyone else. That's what I was
But it's
getting
not deep enough, right? It's only to my knees.
It's about knee high.
at. Oh.
I'm not gonna submerge my whole body under there just for the knee.
That's what I was talking about.
It's not happening. It's not happening.
It's kind of fun to watch, though. You just go prone and suddenly you just worm like, whoo, just right across the...
You're just gonna mermaid your way through.
Like the big snakes.
If he were under there, I feel like he'd be bigger than my knee.
I couldn't even catch you. I'd be sprinting and it's just too thick. You just right through that water.
Just picture,
You're
like, you don't mess with the Zohan where he's like,
There's Fortnite swimming across it.
I sure hope those sound effects come through.
No, we should stay together. Let's just slow and steady, no light. Oh, light when danger comes. Just light when danger
Roll for malaria.
Yeah. Ugh.
that's what you call immersion. Okay, so Sarov looks back and nods at you all and continues kind of sloshing through the water. About 30 more minutes pass, and you find yourself at the edge of this vast, what looks like almost like a polluted looking pool. You're actually slightly above it, not by much. Like, if the pool is sea level, you're at like 1 foot above sea level. The pool itself is surrounded by gnarled, twisted trees whose roots snake into the water, and their bark is dark and sickly, as if they've been poisoned by the very land that they're sinking into. The water itself is dark and foul. It has this kind of unnaturally sickly green hue, mixed with this murky brown, that has this kind of thick layer of algae floating above it on the surface in a lot of places. You smell a pungent stench of decay and rot that just seems to be rising off of the surface of this water. And it is quite assaulting, even considering everything that you've heard, seen, and smelt thus far. It's a little off-putting there. And in the center of this pool, half submerged in this fetid water, is this muddy mound of bones and debris. The remains of previous victims, picked clean and left to bleach under what little sun is making its way through the canopy. The oppressive silence of this place is broken only by the occasional guttural growl or splash, a reminder of the monstrous creature that resides in this place. Sarv turns around to you and says, "We're here."
It looks
Right.
like we are here. Okay, speed strategy then, before we get, jumps. I don't know if it senses us here. Any of our less armored folk want to maybe climb a tree or something, or what?
I'm gonna press the digitation my cloak right here and make it smell like a lemon.
Lemon pledge?
I would say that's an odd odor. It smells clean and great in here.
No, you buy.
That's so great. What do you want? Up in the trees?
Just
Yeah.
asking if you want to be up there instead of down
Yes.
here.
Snakes in trees.
That's better than that. Do you think that can get in the trees?
True.
I can at least like fireball.
I feel like you
blast
could punch a
them.
snake. I don't think you can punch more about
Punch
to
a
fight.
snake.
Hugo, are you staying?
Are the trees climbable? Like, are there trees that
Yeah,
are
they
that close,
sort
or
of
are these all?
Looking at the trees themselves, most of them have these sort of wide roots that come out and just sink down into the water. But the tree itself, there's not a lot of branches low on the tree. They're kind of these tall trees that are just...
And they look maybe fragile too.
A lot of them look very sickly and like very wet and kind of waterlogged. It would be very difficult to climb. Not impossible, very difficult.
Need like
No, that seems like
climbing
not a great
Do you
idea.
want me to like hoist you up?
I need like climbing spikes. Stuff on my shoes, like with the grips, and then like.
You said it's like a bunch of roots that gnarl up, and then the tree goes up, and then it's a big overhang. All right, maybe use the lower roots to take cover or something. I don't know. Just rather than be out in the open. Know what I mean? But
Make myself look really small.
we got to draw this thing out. Maybe throw a stick across the pond. Maybe it'll snatch up, and then we'll like, oh, there he is. So he's not right here jumping us. We know he's there. Huh?
Yeah.
You think, Sarv? Tree branch in the pond type deal?
Could work.
Blast whatever shows up.
He kind of looks out across the pool itself, and you see as he's surveying it, and since you're all kind of strategizing and trying to figure out the best solution here, you can see as well, on the north side of the pool, you see a large, partially submerged cave entrance. The mouth of the cave is framed by these hanging vines and kind of a curtain of moss, giving it almost this hidden appearance. But in terms of like the trees and everything like that, the atmosphere of this place is of malevolence and decay. This place sucks. It is apparently fitting for
Right.
such a predator. where, venturing too close to the waters, you risk the wrath of the devourer. But turning back, risks the future of the Sword Coast.
I'm gonna pull one of the
What's that?
spears. I'm gonna pull one of the spears that are acquired recently out. One in one hand, my glaive in the other, active blade. So I've got kind of two poles going on. Just for kind of like a hike and stick kind of situation.
Almost like you're cross-country skiing.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
Good.
You said there was a cave, right?
Mm-hmm.
Does that cave have like an arch made of stone, or
Yes, but it's about halfway underwater.
the cave's halfway underwater?
Yeah, and just to give you a sense of scale here.
It's like in the middle of this giant pond lake thing. It's not like on the edge on the other side.
Yeah, and there's a few areas of land that kind of come up out of the water that kind of go around, and then there's kind of this muddy mound in the middle. That's a decent sized mound. Altogether, you would probably guess that this pool is probably about 60 feet by 60 feet. It's pretty big.
You weren't pulling up anything to show us, right?
Mm-mm.
Okay.
I was checking my specs.
Oh, I got you.
Well, do you want to throw something in? Do you want to look at that?
Yeah, I don't think I got a bad feeling we aren't gonna be able to sneak any closer. What do y'all think?
Where it goes.
I can make a noise at the cave entrance to try and draw them out if you want.
It's in this direction.
Does anyone want to like hide near the cave entrance?
I don't think we
So
can get
if
to it.
anything's coming out.
Like in the middle of the middle of the ring, right?
So the cave entrance is, so where you all are is kind of at the southwest side of this pool. That cave entrance is on the north side. Again, there's kind of some shallow walkways that go around kind of on either side. And then that kind of mound in the middle. It's probably about, without knowing how deep that pool is, it's hard to say how hard it would be to get to that mound in the middle. But that mound is like 20 feet from the middle of it, kind of to the edge of the pool, and then, in any direction the cave is on the north side of that.
I guess we should maybe. I wouldn't mind trying to get closer if we could around to that cave.
You think we should go into the cave?
No, I think we should go near the cave on the sides. Maybe if it lures out that way and doesn't know we're there, that's a quick right on it. Really good for us.
Want I can volunteer to go closer first.
You want to go closer?
If you think it's a good idea, I mean, you're the hero, even though you think I'm a criminal.
We're all you're not a criminal. You just got a questionable background. Saltmarsh works that way. A lot of people do. But you can't talk about that right now, though. We gotta figure out this gator problem.
We can ask the gator what he thinks. They. I don't know.
All right. Well, if you
Yeah, let's follow around.
So I guess you want to take lead around then.
I can take lead.
Let me inject you with something real quick, then. I'm gonna just walk up to
drugs.
I'm like, what the? Let me inject you
So
with
she's a
something.
bad drug dealer, but you're gonna pump her full of drugs.
Yeah, it'll help.
He's not taking them.
But you gotta be willing. Are you willing?
I'm willing.
Okay.
Anyway, that's what kind of drugs.
Sign this form.
Sure.
I take out one of my vials and I kind of give it a double twist, and just a tiny itty bitty needle comes out. And I look on your arm and say, "Is there you fully coated in armor there? Or you got
I
like a
am
vulnerable
pretty
spot,
covered.
or I need a?
Do you need like my jugular?
I just did the neck. Neck's fine.
Okay.
Right.
I'll just kind of
Mainline.
just
The neck.
stick it in her neck and just give it a. And it's just a tiny itty bitty bit, and then I put the vial back in my gauntlet. You now have resistance on you.
Oh, okay.
You get a D4 to any saving throw you do. Next minute.
Okay.
Nice.
I'm going.
Yeah, 1 minute and get there.
1 minute. Make it happen.
Okay.
The little drugs, not the big one.
So what are you doing specifically?
I'm trying to sneak around. Closer
Okay.
to the cave.
Okay. As you are, and how are you doing? Are you trying to stick to the land? Are you going in the water? What are you doing?
I'm trying to stick to the land if I can. However, if I have to go to the water, then I'm trying to be as slow as possible. As little water rippleage
Sure.
words.
There are
as
definitely
possible.
spots because what's feeding this pool is water coming in from a few different directions. Probably water from the river at some point feeding over, along with water from the marsh itself. So there's multiple different areas where there's water kind of falling into this pool. And because of that, there are areas that definitely do submerge in water, but they don't look super deep, as if like when you go into the pool proper, you kind of lose that vision.
Sure.
But there are definitely areas that if you stick to that route, that will have probably knee-high water.
Okay.
Yep. Okay. So as you make your way around the side of this, being as cautious and silent as you can, I need you to make a stealth check.
Let me just get them both over with. 6.
Okay. Continue on through the along the edge of this pool, and make a perception check for me.
13.
Okay. As you are moving around the edge of this, and you're getting kind of a different perspective on that mound in the middle,
It's not a mound, is it? It's the crocodile.
you see behind this mound, just barely poking up above the water level, you see a snout and
I knew it the whole time.
a couple of dark eyes, just barely above the water.
Is it watching me?
It's not moving at all.
True gator fashion. Just sitting there.
Are you guys with me too, or not?
I don't know.
I'm pretty sure they stayed behind, right?
Yeah, you didn't want us to follow you?
Oh, I know what we can do. Hey,
That's what I
Aiden,
was gonna like.
Is everything okay? I messaged.
Yeah, you see her stop. Yeah.
Are you okay?
There's a crocodile right there. There's a crocodile right there.
Where?
Look at it, right there.
Where?
It's
Yeah.
behind the rock thing.
But are you doing
Behind
some mind
the
talking?
mound?
Is he mind talking? Are you mind talking?
Behind the mound. Did you see the
I say
snout?
out loud in
I
a
never know
whisper.
what he's doing.
I say out loud in a whisper. Aelin sees it behind the mound. I point to the mound.
Just ask her if it's huge.
Is it huge? What
Eyes
is it
as
doing?
big as her head or something?
Does it look massive?
It's hard to tell because all you can see are like its nostrils kind of sticking out. Like you don't see the rest of its body necessarily. Most of it's submerged. What little you can see is still kind of concealed by, the algae that's laying on top of the water or that mud mound itself.
All I can see is a snout and 2 big eyeballs.
It's a decent sized croc though.
It's a decent sized crocodile.
All she sees
It's
are
kind
the.
of hidden behind the rock still, though, so I can't super see it. But I'm going to try and very quietly remove myself from the water.
She just sees the nose and the eyes, and that's it. She's gonna carefully try and push forward.
I feel like
She said it looks huge.
it's thousand teeth. It should be bigger than that, right? That doesn't sound that big. That sounds like regular. Maybe slightly larger than regular.
All she said was the eyes and the teeth. We don't know anything.
I mean, if it's 1,000 teeth, its eyes got to be like as big as your head if it's a massive
But it's
thing.
like out there in the thing. It's not like. I don't know. Be careful.
What should we be doing now?
What do you, I was about to
I'm
ask
standing
you. what do
by. I'm just standing by for guidance
Do we-
because I don't know if y'all want me to go further. I'm just live bait out here.
you- Not in a message. I think we should push to her.
Okay, let's go. Let's do that. Let's move to Aelin. We're going to Aelin.
All right, we're coming that way quietly.
Okay. You all Scooby-Doo your way over towards Aelin. If we're trying to be silent about it, let's all make stealth checks here.
I would like to have, as the one that's waiting, if a massive crocodile that to me looks bigger than normal, and by bigger I mean like much larger than normal, I would like to cast Shield of Faith on myself. Only if that happens.
If you see it.
If I see it and it's clearly like, whoa, this thing is like 3 times the size or like twice the size.
Okay.
Only if I'm like, oh, this is definitely it. I
Okay.
don't want to just waste my spell.
Sure. And what does Shield of Faith do?
It adds a +2 to my AC.
Okay.
Makes me a big, strong girl.
Is
been
that
a minute.
concentration or?
It sure is.
Okay. And it lasts for
10 minutes.
10 minutes? Okay.
It's been a minute through all this, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I got that vial out. I'm twisting. Right in my neck.
Okay.
14 for stealth.
Okay.
2.
That makes me feel so much better. 6.
You hear Colt kind of clanking around through this mud. We're coming! As you kind of lose your footing at one point.
take your shot,
and,
you're like,
and you go to like correct, and it ends up just splooshing down in the watery mud. That sudden action causes Kugal to almost fall back, but you managed to hold yourself up, but you made a lot of splishy splashy there. Aelin, you hear all this. Red, you hear and see all this. And when you go to facepalm, you see Sarev, his left foot gets stuck in the mud and he falls forward as well.
No.
And you see him just freeze and just sit there. What are you doing, Red?
I'm frozen. I'm freezing. I'm just
Same.
Aelin?
I'm just as
Fred?
down low as I can be.
waiting for this huge eruption out of the water to
That's
happen.
what I'm saying. I'm just expecting just mayhem.
You look over at this crocodile that's in the water, and it's still just sitting there.
It's just toying with us.
Hey,
Watch
what-
me dead or
I'll
something.
message. What's it doing?
It's just sitting there. I don't understand.
I'll say in a whisper. It's just sitting there.
You think? No.
Quietly, let's recover.
What is y'all's like marching order, I guess, trying to get to Aelin? Sarev would be kind of up front.
I would have started marching right after we decided to go. So.
Okay, so Sarev, Colt,
I'll be in the back.
back. Okay, so all right, 1, 2, 3, 4. All right,
I want to stagger it a
Ominous
little bit.
to
We're not
know.
going to be like in a single file line.
right.
Some sort of acid jet's going to take us all out or something.
You hear this before you see anything. Behind you, you hear a sploosh and a like a splat. And you turn around and you see a big damn snake that has fallen out of the trees and has now coiled up and is looking at you. And then you hear plop, plop, and 2 more snakes
Snakes!
fall out of the
Snakes!
trees.
Snakes!
One of them looking over towards you, the other one looking at you and Sarev. And we're going to go ahead and roll initiative on these snakes. We made a lot of noise coming in here. But going into this fight, we're going to take a quick 10-minute break, and we'll be back with whatever the hell this is going to end up being. So hang out with us. Hang in there for 10 minutes. We'll be back. We're going to get some refills, and we'll do initiative.
Listen to Snakes on a Plane, I guess. Well, Cobra Starship, is that who
I was
it
about
is?
to say
It
it's
is.
Cobra Starship.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I don't know. I wouldn't have been able to remember that, but we'll be right back, everybody.
Probably remember all
One
the
of-
lyrics right now.
That's what I am.
All right, we are back. Snakes just dropped from the tree canopy above you and have landed all around you. We are now in initiative. Let's go ahead and roll for it.
I need you to be a high number. Yeah, no, I even trust you. I trust you. Trust. Very well placed.
Are you asking for it? Or
No,
are
I
you
was just
telling you,
looking for.
or-
I'll go in order of my list here. Kugal.
20.
Ooh.
Nice.
Red.
12.
Aelin.
4.
4. And Colty Colt.
15.
You're first on the second round.
That sure
All,
is.
all over the place here. Okay. So, I guess I should probably pull up the battle cam here. Oh, here we go. Let's do a little full screen shot of the action here. Bam! Okay, so these gigantic serpents have fallen out of the tree and landed kind of all around you. That being said, it takes them a minute to kind of, or a second to kind of recover from this fall. So, Kugal, you're actually first.
So it's just the 2?
There's 3.
Oh, 3. Right behind us. Okay.
Do you want to do that, Jamie?
So scary.
Close up battle cam. I'm gonna put you. Sneak it like right.
There you go.
Let's see. Well, that's not it.
No. Almost. Right. Yeah. Right there. A little
That was
tilt.
good. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right.
Noise.
So, I will start by just kind of, like we had talked about, I had my spear and the glaive on hand. I just dropped one of the spears, like, I had no, like, immediate use for it. So I just dropped one. I'm going to take one step towards the water, just so we're, like, not in a straight line. I'm going to wheel around and Eldritch Blast the snake that's behind Red.
The one that's behind Red. Okay.
Spin move.
Which would be a nat 20.
Yo!
That's max
Plus
damage.
5.
So that's an automatic hit, automatic max damage. Roll another d20, and we'll see if it's double damage.
11 plus 5. So
That's going to be
16.
double damage.
Nice.
Yeah. So whatever max times 2 is,
So 26.
26
Awesome.
damage.
Wow.
You wheel around so fast and just let off this extremely powerful blast of energy that just streaks right past your face, Red. And you hear this thing, and you see that you've blown like a hole through kind of the side of it, but it's still kind of slithering.
I just go, damn!
Shit, is it blooded at all?
It is not quite bloodied. No.
Damn. All right.
What was the total damage on that? You said
26.
26. Yeah, so not quite. It still looks pissed.
Question, since like that's already like a hell of a whack, I have a feat that lets me throw another dice on top. Savage attack. When you score a critical hit, roll one of your weapons dice an additional time and add it to the extra damage. Does that apply, or will we
Not
forgo
for
that?
like critical strike stuff.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm going to end my turn there.
Okay.
Stop there.
That will bring us to Colt.
I'm gonna do what I said I was gonna do, and I'm gonna punch this snake. Move up and see him coiled up, ready to bite, and I'm just, right hook him.
I'm tired of these motherfucking snakes.
Right in the kisser.
Do it. Do it.
Oh, I don't think I'm doing it. Maybe 14.
That hits.
Hey, I am
Nice.
doing it. I punch him for six force damage.
You walk right up this fucking snake, though. You cock that hand back and just bow. Solid punch to the face, and it kind of slithery snake.
It's gonna
What's
have
back at
that little shrill sound in its ears now. That anytime it's not looking at me, it's gonna hear. It has disadvantage on all attacks and everything, but against me.
Okay.
On me, it's regular.
Okay.
As a bonus action, seeing that I hit the snake and it's kind of just like it's still looking at me all mean, I'm gonna hold my shield up and grab that little lever and twist it, and that barrier will shimmer over me.
I'm gonna put that on it or next to it. I don't know if it'll fit on its big dumb head.
I gain
There we
4
go.
temporary hit points.
Magic.
Okay. And how much damage was that you said?
6, I think you said.
6. Yep.
Okay. All right. Anything else?
No, I'm standing my ground.
Okay. It is that snake's turn, and it is going to turn and try to bite at you in retaliation.
Oh.
It's going to hit. That's a 25.
Oh, there's that.
And that's going to be
Right.
6 piercing damage as it
I broke my barrier.
sinks its teeth into you. And it's going to stay where it is, but that is going to be the end of its turn. Red.
I'm gonna kind of turn around to the snake that's in front of me. Well, I guess behind me a little bit. And then I'm gonna throw a chaos bolt in his face. And hopefully this will work. Ooh, that's a 26 to chaos bolt.
That hits.
All right.
So many big numbers.
3 and a 7. So let's do 10. It'll be 10 fire damage.
Okay.
And then 4 generic damage to chaos.
So
bolt.
14 damage total.
And then I'll kind of like. And then just,
You see this thing just kind of reel back in pain and kind of almost coil up a bit before it kind of comes back out. It definitely looks bloodied now, though.
I'll end my turn since it's all terrible here.
Okay. Sarv, looking around and a bit embarrassed, is going to turn and attack the same one with you there, Colt. As he grabs his... take a minute. There we go. As he grabs his rapier. And he is going to hit with that.
Nice.
That is for 5 piercing damage against that one. And again, this thing kind of hisses as it reels back. That's going to end his turn. That's going to bring us to Aelin.
Touch out. Reach out. Touch the snake. And I try and cast Inflict Wounds.
Okay. Inflict wounds. Is that a saving throw or is that an attack?
I rolled.
Okay. I can never remember.
Did I already use my advantage?
You did not.
Ooh, advantage.
Okay.
Nice.
Non-natural 20.
Okay, that hits.
For people who are watching, I reminded the DM to hit record earlier, and he had forgotten. So in case you were wondering how I had advantage,
Yeah.
that's out.
Yeah, she got
Um,
producer inspiration.
Excuse me.
only 10. Rolled really poorly.
So you grab onto the snake and channel this energy into it, and you see the snake just kind of start to shudder and again recoil back in pain, but still looking pretty capable. End of turn.
I'm just sad with my dice.
Okay. With you going in to like physically touch that thing, as you are pulling back, it's going to try and wrap itself around you. It's going to try and constrict you.
That is rude.
So 17 plus 6, so 23 to hit.
Uh-huh. You got me.
So you see. So this thing has coiled. It started with your arm as you tried to pull your arm back. It kind of wrapped itself around, and just before you know it, you are completely bound and constricted and restrained by this creature, and as it squeezes, it deals. It's not as bad as it could have been. 9 bludgeoning damage.
Can I use a reaction to its reaction?
It depends on what that is, because so with restrained, your speed is obviously 0. Attack rolls against you have advantage, and your attack rolls have disadvantage. So, with that being known, if you'd like to try to do something, yeah.
I think so, yeah. It says when a creature within 5 feet that you can see, I can see it,
Mhm.
and it's within 5 feet of me. It is me. Hits me with an attack. It
Yep.
crunched me. You can use your reaction to cause the creature makes a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
But that doesn't have anything to do with me. It has to. You better really want to hold on to me tight.
Right. And what's the spell or what's the ability you're using?
I'm gonna do thunder damage. Ooh, lightning damage.
Okay.
But will that get me too? We're already creating a ruckus. Thunder damage.
Okay. And what does this look like when you do it?
I'm like Storm, you know, I'm just not pleased right now, and my eyes go white, maybe.
So you don't have to like grab it or like anything like that?
It just says that I can see, it doesn't have to touch it.
And it just
So
takes
I can just like,
takes that
bitch,
damage.
what? Get off me. That's what I'm.
Okay.
Yeah.
You all hear just this kind of low rumbling that just eventually cracks into a loud, thunderous sound. And you see this snake kind of, and it releases its grip off of you. And how much damage does that do?
2d8. 8.
Okay.
Wow. What a
Does it seem to
miracle.
kind of shock
Zap,
or
zap.
scare this thing off of you?
That was really fortunate. I'm no longer constricted.
Nope.
Wow. Look at me.
End of turn?
End of turn.
Okay. That's going to bring us back to Kugal.
Certainly turn the scales on that.
Scales. That's a good one.
The croc that was in the water, it hasn't moved or reacted to anything. Okay. I don't want to get any closer to this thing. Tried and true. I'm going to give it another blast, Aruni.
Yeah.
Last one went well.
The same
Hopefully
one?
Yeah.
Nice.
So 19. 14
Yeah,
plus
that
5.
definitely hits.
10. Where's my 10? Ugh, that's going to be 5. Little low.
Okay. So 5 damage?
Yes.
Okay. Follow up. Not quite as impressive as the last one, but still a direct hit. And you see this thing is definitely hurting at this point.
I don't want to get any closer to the water because I don't know what's in there. So, I'm just going to take a step back, just like one notch closer to Sarav, because that thing's starting to look a little rough. So, I'm sure Red's got it. So, I will end there.
Okay.
We're doing great.
Colt, that brings us to you.
I'm going to punch his snake lungs this time.
Snake lungs.
Oh, hell yeah, dude. Like 25.
That hits.
For a lung punch.
Oh, it's a big one. 12 force damage. this time.
Ooh. Not satisfied with the first one, you come back around with another right hook and just knock the crap out of this thing right in its snake face. And you see one of its fangs just kind of crack off.
That's that force damage. Thunder damage. I'm sorry. It's just thunder
Okay.
damage.
And you hear another, there's just, it's like a thunderstorm walked into this pool. Time to get out of the pool, kids.
It's got that same ringing now. And it's
Definitely
snake
out of
ears.
stealth now.
I don't
What are you
think,
talking about?
I don't think I want to do anything.
We're quiet.
I don't think I can do anything else. I'll just reactions. Intern.
Okay. So, let's see. That is going to bring us. You. So, as you punch the snake in the face and cracked tooth goes flying off. Aelin, you are locked in combat with this constrictor snake directly in front of you, and you both feel like you've got this thing on the ropes right in the back. At that point, you hear it is lightning fast. The sound of water just erupting as you see a large, monstrous crocodile explode out of the water
It's nice knowing you.
and is
Been a lot of
going
fun.
to attempt to latch and bite at you. I don't know. He might miss. That's a 12
The 4,
to hit.
that would still hit.
It does hit. Okay.
Oh shit.
Let me see something real
Wearing
quick.
leather armor? What's your dex?
That's all I got.
You got dexterity though, right? Plus anything?
My dex is only
Oh, leather gave 2. Oh, you're wearing regular leather. That's plus
+1.
1.
Yeah, I hadn't picked up my new armor yet. It was on back order.
Okay. That is good.
Back order.
That's going to be 8 piercing damage as it bites into you. And I need you to make a strength saving throw for me.
Save would be 12.
Okay. You feel this thing clamp down on you. Let's see. Sarav turns around just in time to see this. Red, you turn around just in time to see this, as do you, Colt.
Everybody's going to see me die.
Aelin, you are still just kind of locked in on this snake right in front of you. You do hear this, though. As you see, just as quickly as this thing came out of the water, this thing drags Kugal into the water, and you see him...
You get a yelp out of me like, ah!
Yep, you hear a "huh!" As both Kugal and this crocodile disappear under the water.
Where do they end up?
Out there.
Oh, underwater somewhere. In the muck.
Great.
Oh shit! He got Kugal.
And you are considered grappled at the moment.
Which is... I have no movement.
No movement speed. You can, on your turn, you can basically contest it, either with athletics or acrobatics, to try and wriggle your way out of it. But you, as of right now, are underwater. That's going to bring us to the snake right in front of you and Sarav. This snake actually turns completely and slithers off into the brush.
Oh shit!
You and Sarav can both have an opportunity attack if you would like to use your reaction.
I would not like to use my reaction.
Okay. Sarav, no, he's going to not use his either. That was incredibly distracting, what just happened. So that snake pretty much just pieced out, like in the chaos. Red.
I'm going to.
And I'd say, Aelin, too, you, after all that, you probably turned around and saw that. Yeah.
Snake. Okay. I'm gonna touch my thumbs together. I'm gonna do this number, and I'm just gonna do some burning hands to try and
Burning rake.
burn the shit out of the snake. So
Okay.
it needs to make a dex save
Okay.
against a 15. And hopefully it's
It failed.
fail. That's awesome. All right, let's get 3d6 going. Okay, that's great. That's okay. 12 fire damage.
Okay. This thing is absolutely cooked from top to bottom and is mortal, but is still just snaking around.
As a bonus action, I'm going to spend a sorcery point
Okay.
and regain a first level spell.
Okay.
And I'll stand my ground.
All right. Sarav is going to turn to the water, and he is going to attempt. If you could move him up kind of to the water's edge for me. You can actually put him in the first tile of the water if you'd like. And because the water where this happened is still just very much displaced and everywhere, so he goes in, and you see him kind of stick his head under the water, and he comes back up and points to two, I'll just say it, 10 feet out from him. As he went underwater, he caught a quick glimpse of this thing chewing on Kugal under the water, and he comes back up and points at that point in the water. And he'll just turn and say, "Right there, Aelin."
I'm going in. I'm incurring my attack of opportunity. Diving in.
Okay.
Going to save my friend.
You can move that tree out of the way if it's in your way, dude.
Get out of here.
You actually don't take one. Its turn is right next to yours. This thing has turned tail and run as well.
I'm going in.
Okay. So all of this is considered difficult terrain, but once you get in the water, you're able to move pretty quickly. So you swim right over to where that is.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. What are we doing once you get there?
I'm going to try and cast a level 2 spell slot of inflict wounds on the crocodile in hopes of hurting it and just throwing it off guard to let go of Kugal and put its attention on me instead.
Okay.
I want to drop it, let him be good. Hey. That's
Okay.
the plan.
Do you have
I
any
hope.
flares?
I wish.
Underwater flares?
We ready? I
ready.
hope that you're good to me, dice. It's not. It's only an 11.
Yeah, just it seems like being underneath the water, you're very much not accustomed to this. But
There it is. There's the 20 I was looking for.
in kind of flailing around, you do kind of make contact with it, but it just kind of glances off of its
I'm
just
staying under.
scaly armor. Okay. It seems like this water is probably about 8 feet deep.
That's fine. I can breathe underwater now. I'm not concerned.
Okay.
I mean, I don't like being in the water, but my friend Kugal's down here, so clearly my need to save my friend is more important than my fear of the water.
Y'all have a very nice landlord, lessee.
He's like my best friend.
It was so hard to find a good tenant.
It was.
Is his rent going up next month?
Yeah.
No comment.
End of turn?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. That last snake that's all burned up, same thing. Turns,
Where are you going? I'm
turns
I'm gonna go home
tail.
to my little snake.
I didn't hear no belt.
This was America.
Kugal. That brings us to you. And under the water, you just kind of catch glimpses of this. And you did catch a quick glimpse of this thing as it just rocketed out of the water, just not enough time to react to it. This is the creature that you saw erupt from the water.
Oh, man.
For the stream, it looks like that. And just to read you a little bit here. So,
Start calling me
emerging
peg leg.
emerging from the dark, polluted waters is this monstrous crocodile, a behemoth, far larger than any of its kind, with a body that must stretch at least 15 to 20 feet. Its hide is a patchwork of scars and ancient wounds, thick and armored, covered in a mottled mix of dark green and black scales that blend just seamlessly in with its murky home. This beast's limbs are muscular, powerful, and each end in claws that look like they could just shred through vegetation and flesh alike. The creature moved as it came out of that water with terrifying grace, its massive body just gliding out of the water with a quiet, deadly efficiency that is very contradictory to its size. The eyes, though, that you see are what capture your attention the most. They're deep, ominous yellow, with glinting with a predatory intelligence. Its mouth lined with rows upon rows of razor-sharp teeth, and when it opened its mouth, it was a gruesome display of power and hunger, capable of snapping bones and tearing flesh with ease. That being said, what would you like to do with your turn?
Promptly shit myself to see if I can entice it to not. No, I'm joking.
Could you not? So
tell me the metric of being underwater. Like, how long do I get to breathe?
So, you, underwater breathing, you don't obviously
hold my
immediately start to suffocate or anything, but you can hold your breath equal a number of minutes equal to 1 plus your con mod.
Okay, so I have +2, so it'd give me 3 minutes.
You have 3 minutes to hold your breath underwater, which is pretty good.
Call me David Blaine.
All right. So with being grappled right now in this thing's maw, you can. Let me see here. You can attempt to get out of it with either an athletics or an acrobatics check contested with its athletics. You can still attack in there. It's just with disadvantage.
Okay. That's what I was kind of thinking, is giving it a strike, because it's got me on my leg. My arms are free.
It's kind of like, got you almost by your hips, almost.
Okay. My athletics are not. Well, I mean, they're okay. But would I be more likely to hit it with the glaive, which is probably true. I'm gonna give it a swing of my glaive, because I've got a 10-foot reach on this thing. I'm going to try to just give it a spin and a spike and see if I can get it to let me go.
Okay. Make an attack with disadvantage.
That was like a 3 + 4 was my low one, so 7.
Okay. And this thing is just kind of violently moving around with you right now. It doesn't feel right this moment like it's trying to, finish you off or anything like that, but it seems to be trying to take you away. Any bonus actions or anything?
I haven't. I'm not going to use it yet.
Okay.
Because I'm not panicked yet. I'm not great, but I'm not. I'm gonna try to hold on to it for a second.
Cool under pressure. Cool gall.
I'm in my cool gall. It's like I feel like I'm right back at home in the growiness. No, I'm gonna wait for a second and see what happens.
All right. End of turn.
Yes.
Cool. You see, kind of where Aelin has dived into the water. And you can see the water is kind of disturbed there. You don't have just a clear line of sight to this thing under the murky water, though.
Okay. I'm going to start running up to the water while reaching into my gauntlet and taking a vial. It's going, shit. Sorry, right there. And I was pointing at it.
He's like...
I'll take the vial in my free hand, and this one clicks as I push it in, and I will just yeet it right into the water, right where he's pointing at. As it sinks slightly, it explodes out as fairy fire coats that entire area.
Okay.
But you got to make a dex save, and Cougar got to make a dex save, and Big Croc's got to make a dex save.
Big Croc rolled a 7.
15 to win on the fairy fire.
Not 20.
Nat 20, baby!
And you gotta find. Okay, so Kugal and the Croc are both coated in a, we'll say, a nice violet light of just these small little sparkling pieces of arcane energy, just blinking all over them.
Okay.
Over both the Croc and Kugal.
Okay.
So my aim is to make them easier to see.
Yep.
And you have advantage. They're fair fight. You got advantage on attacks on if you want to hit Kugal or the Croc.
And you do.
Where's my rent?
The water is still very murky,
I'm getting it.
but you can see kind of this.
The sparklies.
Yeah, this
Yes.
kind of like dull glow under the water.
I'll yell in the water. I guess I can't get in there. I'm heavy as shit. I'll yell out. You all right, Kugal? It's my turn.
You see his head pop above the water just for a moment. No! That is going to bring us to our crocodile foe here. He is now kind of settled in a spot, and he's going to attempt to do a death roll. on you.
Barrel roll.
He starts spinning.
Yeah.
Oh no.
You need to make an athletics check
Is he holding Kugal by the waist, or like
Yeah.
legs, or?
by the waist.
Oh no, you need those.
7 plus 2.
I'm sure you can make some new ones, right? Some science magic like.
Considering using my inspiration, because that could go up, but
Yeah, I think the death roll is probably pretty inspiration warranty. It does have the word death in it.
yeah.
Oh, death roll.
It's like when the crocodiles get something and they start spinning with
Barrel roll.
it. Inspiration.
He rolled the skull.
Come on, buddy. 18.
Okay.
Minus my 2. Dirty 20.
All right. It's good that you did that because he actually rolled pretty low, but it was like a 10.
Oh,
So it would have still.
Still not great.
Yeah. So this is going. You're going to take half of this damage.
Okay.
now we get to know death roll damage.
What the heck is my?
So one of them like 30 d6s. I got you right here.
So 15 damage was the total roll. So you will take 8.
Still not great.
Or I'm sorry, you'll take 7. I'm sorry. It's rounded down. I'm sorry. Bonehead moment. You also see, Kugal, that the water around, like directly in contact with this creature, starts to bubble a bit, and you actually see it shed some skin, and you see a little bit of like blood come off of it as well. But with that skin coming off, so does the fairy fire.
What the fluff?
Oh. What
It
the-
it looks like it hurt it a little bit to do that, but it shirked off that
It can
magical
just
effect.
Shed it? What the fuck?
Wow.
You are still fairy fired, which still gives a pretty good idea of where it is. But if you would pull that effect off of it. And that is going to end its turn. That brings us to Red.
I'm gonna run up to the water's edge, but not in the water. I'm gonna see flickering coal. I'm gonna see, I'm gonna see flickering, not coal, but Kugal kind of flickering in there, and kind of assume it's a little past it. So I'm gonna throw a chaos bolt, kind of a little past where I see flickering Kugal.
Okay. And that's an attack roll?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So you can make it with disadvantage. Yeah.
Oof, this is gonna be great. Well, first one's a 12. So Second one was better than a 12.
You see this bolt of magic just sink into the water, and Kugal, you see it go through and just kind of like Saving Private Ryan style, just and hit the dirt at the bottom of the pool there.
I will end of turn.
Okay. Sarov, he's going to, if you would, just have him take a couple steps back out of the water, and he says,
I'll try to keep my eye on it.
You do that, Sarv.
Yes.
all right, Aelin.
I'm going back in. I'm going again to try and I'm trying to punch it and
Okay.
and inflict wounds. First level spell this time. I should have done level 2. 26 to hit.
That hits.
Nice.
Save me.
I'm trying. What would that be? Is that a 9, 16, 17, 18?
18 damage?
Yep.
What kind of damage is that to?
Necrotic.
Okay.
The let going kind.
Yeah.
Kind. All right, 18 damage. That is a solid hit. As you see this, you feel it kind of loosen up just a little bit, but kind of clench back down. But it definitely, whatever, you're not sure what caused it to do that, but something caused it to kind of shirk in pain a bit.
More.
More!
Well, my bonus action wouldn't help me, so I was gonna maybe do spiritual weapon, but it's floating. So if it's floating, obviously it's not under the water with me.
Fair.
So that's it. I'm staying under the water. I want out of here.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Kugal.
Can I see upwards at all out of the water? I get kind of an indication where I am.
You are actually facing down at the moment. Because he when he came up out of the water, he turned his head right, so you would have been like face down. You've had a good opportunity to kind of look left and right, and yeah, you have a decent.
The reason I ask, my Misty Steps is I can teleport within 30 feet of a place I could see.
Okay.
Is that an option?
Yeah.
I would like to
You can
bamf myself out of his mouth.
Yeah, you can like find a place on the floor of the
Even if
water.
it's still underwater.
Yeah.
I want to be out of his mouth.
You want a night crawler out of it?
Probably 30 feet away, if at all possible. I don't care if I'm still underwater.
How far is your? Do you have anything that gives you extra vision underwater or anything like that?
No, I just have dark vision.
You just have dark vision. With this, it's not so much that it's dark under here; it's that it's murky.
We roll for just like a random compass point direction or something like that.
Yeah, I mean, so if you just are kind of looking up, you could see probably about 15 feet away the floor of the pool.
Okay. So I'll end up with wherever you tell me. I'll end up.
Okay. You put him
Here?
out one more.
Oh, on land?
No.
Oh, here? All right, here.
Yeah.
Okay.
So you kind of, and this crocodile's maw just snaps shut as you appear underwater still, and it takes you a moment to kind of get your bearings. But looking over, you still see just the outline of this crocodile, and you can see Aelin as well, kind of floating under with her weapon at the ready.
Okay.
I believe that was a bonus action. So.
Save yourself.
So I would still have some movement available.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna move yet. Let me. If If I can still vaguely see it, I'm gonna give it a shot,
Okay.
and then I'm gonna back up.
Okay.
I'm gonna at least try to do something. So I'm gonna give it an Eldritch Blast and in retreat.
Okay.
1. So I'm really off my game at the moment because I just got my leg out of it. So
Yeah, it just flies wild
I
out
was
of the water.
panicking, So, and then I'm gonna see if I can back up to the, shore.
Yeah, I'd
At
say
least by
you kind of
a
have
little bit.
a moment to get your bearings, and you're able to climb out of the water and just.
Google, you're all right.
And I'm gonna yell. Hopefully, Aelin can hear. I'm out. Back out. Retreat. Something. Out of the water. and hopefully she can hear.
With you kind of disappearing out of its mouth, Aelin, this crocodile right in front of you, kind of, and then it almost looks confused for a second, and then looks at you and attempts to reach out and bite you.
A little worried.
I think I'm not rolling very good. Good, lucky for y'all.
I'm super worried.
That is an 11, which I think
18, baby.
yeah misses. So you kind of are able to
my
swim,
tank.
kind of move out of the way quicker than what a normal human would be able
You
to
see
do.
this fit? I got the fancy helm. I got
She's
the
got
fancy
the
outfit.
drip. She's got that drip
I do.
since she's underwater.
I hate the water, but the water loves me.
Colt, you are
Can I see this thing at all?
not really.
Is this too murky in there?
Mm-hmm.
I have no choice then. I see my sparkles disappear, and I'm like, oh, God damn, it's my last. I take out another one, and I click it too, and I'll just yeet that one in the same spot. And again, it sinks. It just drips in that water, and then just shoots those sparkles out.
Roll.
Yeah, I need Aelin and Croc to do some deck saves.
He failed.
I failed.
Nice.
A dex save? What do I have to beat? Hang on.
15.
Before I say that. Dexterity saving.
And my concentration ends on
yeah,
Google.
I got a 4.
And goes back on Croc and Aelin. I'm like, there he is. I see him kind of.
Put this on your guy.
Oh, yeah, good. Concentrate. Ooh. That's a cool color. And I'll, after that, I will grab my crossbow off my left hip and hold it in my hand and just start pointing and getting ready to shoot. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. That is going to bring us to Thousand Teeth. It is going to lunge at you again, and with Fairy Fire, I believe it gets advantage.
Yep.
Can I shed my skin?
And that is a 19
I only have an 18.
to hit.
You always try and kill me. The last 3 sessions.
9. You take 9 piercing,
There's a lot of faith.
and I need you to make a strength saving throw.
Why can't it be wisdom? I'm real smart.
You're very wise.
And that's 20.
All
I'm
right.
not 23.
Very nice.
Good
Let's go.
You feel this thing it bites you, and you take that full damage, but you also feel it try to latch on, and you manage to squeeze out of it, at which point it turns and attempts to hit you with
Oh,
its
God.
tail. But I believe that's actually going to miss. Yeah, that'll miss.
I'm sorry, that's
Reaction.
advantage.
Oh.
You said I was trying to kill you. I'm trying to kill you now. No, I'm just kidding. I'm just being fair.
That is fair. That is fair. That's a 20.
Colt turns into a
2.
crocodile.
Colt, you see Colt's eyes flash yellow.
You got me.
And that's going to be another 9 bludgeoning damage. And it kind of knocks you back 5 feet in the water. And you see the Thousand Teeth. He turns and swims.
I do have
Around
a
to the other
reaction
side.
because I incurred damage.
Okay.
It's like sticking a fork in a light socket, right? It just happens.
Exactly. I cast Wrath of the
And now you
Storm
Okay.
on it. It needs to make a DC
Wrath
15.
of the Storm.
What kind of save?
Dexterity,
Dex.
wisdom.
It failed.
It takes 16. 16 thunder damage
Okay.
because I'm using my channel divinity and it's going.
You
Nice.
You see this thing kind of as it's swimming away, just kind of hightail it
It's like a depth charge.
a bit. Yeah. Okay. And that is going to end its turn. Red.
How far away is it? It's like 5, 10, 15, 20.
Yeah. And right now it is underwater and it's on the backside of that mud mound.
Mud mound.
And with the fairy fire, like it's still fairy fire, but you can't see it, right? It's out of line of sight. It's on the other side of terrain, effectively.
Okay.
Lots of terrain to play with here, too.
Yeah.
Now's our chance for high ground.
Yeah. All right.
Fish in a barrel strategy.
All right. As my bonus action, I'm gonna Misty Step on top of there.
Oh,
To
baller.
this point. Right
Okay.
Here. Whoops. Oh no. Zoom. All right. Perfect.
What's the range on Misty Step?
Misty Step is how far can I go?
60?
So what I'm gonna
Minus
do
30.
is move
if
30
it's 30,
feet,
I don't think you
and
can.
then I'm gonna see if I can
Oh.
teleport 30 feet.
So you're moving
So-
like 30
Where-
on
Where do
land.
you start?
He's right there.
Right there. So hopefully that'll get me there. If not, I will teleport 30 feet from 30 feet.
Yes, you can. Right when you go to teleport, you feel like you were losing your footing a bit, almost like you were kind of like sinking a second, but you Misty Step in time and appear up on the rock ledge there.
Okay, great. So looking down, is this? Am I within like 30 feet? I guess it's like on like a triangle.
I'd say since he's under the water,
Yeah.
you're probably just out of range from where he is right this very moment,
Okay.
because he's about 5 feet down as well.
I gotcha. Okay. With that, I'll throw a first level chaos bolt at him
Okay.
on there. And so with the fairy fire and then like 5 feet down, is that like kind of negate, or is that like a
Yeah, we'll just
Just say a
say,
roll?
yeah, just a
Okay.
flat roll.
All right, cool. Oh, that's a D12. 18 plus 7.
Yeah, that hits.
25. All right, cool. So that's great. So it was a 1 and a 4. So that'll be, we'll say 5 force damage, and then 1 generic damage.
Okay.
Burn all my spells for nothing. End of turn because I can't do anything.
All right. Sarav, you kind of see this look of a bit of like confusion on his face. Not so much panic, but almost like he feels conflicted right now. Just with crocodiles being sacred to them. He will run. Put him, if you grab Sarv, put him right here, right at the edge of this ledge. On the other side. And he is going to run up, try to run up with you to help, like, spot this thing. And he runs in that same direction you were running, but his foot sinks into what now appears to be some sort of quicksand. And he needs to make a dex or strength save. We'll see what's better here. The 2 is not going to cut it regardless of what it is. And he is now stuck in the mud there and cannot move. We'll put this on him.
Look at all these rings.
Uh-huh.
And you see him kind of like trying to pull his feet up, but he's kind of having a hard time with it right now. But we'll see what happens on his next turn. Aelin.
I can't see him from where I'm at.
Mm-mm.
If I were to just go back a little, would I be able to see him?
So that think of he's like under the water right now, and that mound kind of sticks out up. He's like on the other side of a hill, pretty much, and that hill is just basically mostly submerged.
I will get out of this water then. Yeah, I feel good about that option. I'm gonna go back to where Colt is and kind of try and follow the leader.
Okay.
Can I? No. Where do I? I'm gonna hold my action.
Okay.
If I see him, I want to cast. Is this how this works? Also, if like he comes around the river bend, can I cast? My mouse isn't working. I'm so sorry. This is guiding bolt.
For that, you would need to like hold your turn entirely.
Oh, so I couldn't.
Right.
I'd have to still be in the water. Is it worth it? I'm pretty close to dying. You know what? I'm just gonna stay. No, I'm actually gonna step 10 feet back.
You say you're really close to dying?
Yeah, I know I could cure myself, but I feel bad to use the spell.
She looks mortal.
Might not be a bad idea.
I'll
Nobody would
do this
really
to
fault
myself,
you.
and I'll cast Cure Wounds at a first level on myself. Then. But I do want to go 10 feet back. I'm trying to get away from here. I took enough damage for the team. Let me bloop and a D8. 6. Okay, plus 9. 11. Wow, you guys, I'm feeling a lot better. Okay, that's it. I'm done. I'm done here.
That's gonna bring us to the top of the round. Kugal.
There's not like, say, on the imaginary portion of the map, any kind of other land to kind of work our way around, or
No, it's almost impassable terrain where like kind of all that other water is flowing in.
I'm going to move along the water's edge, past Colt. I'm kind of headed in the general direction of Sorov, but kind of seeing the bound to where he got stuck.
You can get about 10 feet away from him with your normal movement.
Okay. Still can't see the croc at all. Thousand Teeth, or
Not from where you're standing currently.
and the other one that is there the decoy that we saw earlier, it hasn't reacted or done anything.
Now that the water has kind of been disturbed and kind of floating around, you see this thing has kind of bobbed in the water and actually rolled over, and it's missing a huge chunk out of its throat. And that thing looks like it almost looks like it was placed there. Which
What? The wound?
No, the other croc.
the dead
Oh.
everything else here has
that roll,
been
okay.
completely eaten, stripped clean. There's nothing but bones everywhere except for this crocodile here, and it seems like this Thousand Teeth is seeming to be more than just a physical menace. It kind of exudes this aura of like malevolent intelligence almost. It's almost like the swamp itself has imbued this creature with some kind of dark corruption.
I can't see it. I don't have a lot of movement to work with, and I'm not going to Misty Step again because that wiped me out. Can I fish the other spear out and just lob it in that general direction just to make an attempt
Sure.
at a hit?
Yeah. I would say
I've got a 20-foot range. Was that right? 20 foot or 60 foot according to a spear. 60.
so beyond. So it just means basically a minimum of 20 and a maximum of 60. If you try to
Because it's
throw
a
it
range.
more, yeah.
So yeah, I'm just gonna fish that second spear out that I've got and give it a lob.
Okay. So you lob it over kind of where you see the water shimmering a bit, and it's going to be with disadvantage.
Okay.
Or I'll say with just a flat roll because of the fairy fire.
Okay. So 9, 5 plus
Okay.
4.
It kind of splooshes into the water next to it.
And I will end there.
Okay. Okay. Colt. Sorry, I was checking something.
Does Sarv look like he's sinking, or is he just stuck?
Right now, it's kind of hard to tell. He's kind of like looking down at his feet and, oh, damn it. And seems to be kind of like trying to pull at his feet.
Okay.
Lose a boot.
No boots.
I guess I'll move to Kugal here. And kind of around Sarv. I want to try to hold him a hand. I guess I can't.
We'll try to give him a hand.
Yeah, I can't really. Okay, I guess move a little bit past him. Flashing through some water.
Okay.
And I'll reach my arm out to him and I guess say, Sarv, I don't need you sinking right now. Come on, let's go.
All right. So you're kind of trying to give him a hand.
Yeah.
Okay. See here. So he will take that into effect on his turn when he's trying to like pull himself out.
That's fine. That's the end of my turn.
Okay. That is gonna bring us to Thousand Teeth. Red, as you're trying to track this thing, a few moments pass and you see it's kind of still glowing under the water there. But then after a few moments, again, you see kind of some bubbles rise to the top, and that glow slowly fades away. And now all you can see is just thick, murky water.
That flesh float at the top.
After a few moments, yes.
It's gotta be down to the dermis though. It's just pink gator.
And after that, you will see a bit of movement on the surface of the water as though it has moved, but you did not see where it moved. Okay. And it is... the water goes still for a few moments, and then you see the corpse of this other crocodile here kind of bob in the water, and then surging out of the water itself.
Oh, I like
Thousand Teeth lunges out and is going to attempt to bite you, Colt.
Ooh.
That's a natural 20.
Nat 20!
He's gonna can open you.
But the second was a 17, so it's not going to do double. But you are first going to take 16 piercing damage, and I need you to make a strength save.
Strength save, you say? Oh, no. It was 6.
As it, as you're trying to help Sarah out of this quicksand, it wrenches you off of the land.
Did it wrench Sarah out of the...
Into the water.
Hey.
Positives, right? Positives.
It's funny you say that. Yes. He kind of flops out and actually falls into the water itself because you had already, and I say that because you had already said you were going to try and reach in and give him a hand, so you would have actually already been kind of grabbing onto him
I ripped him out with the help of Gator.
there.
Fantastic.
And you need to make a concentration saving throw, I think, but I think all your fairy fire was gone.
It's on Aelin.
It's on me.
I fail.
Oh,
So
man, I'm devastated.
Let it go. And let's see. That is going to end its turn, and it'll bring us to red.
Gotcha. So,
So you can't really see them, but you have probably a pretty good idea of where they are, just being able to look at from that vantage point.
okay. I'm gonna say sorry, Kugal. I hope this doesn't hurt. And then I'm gonna use my last sorcery point.
Kugal?
And
You mean
use
the Colt?
Colt? No, Colt. Yeah, that's right. It's not you anymore. It's this guy. Player.
What did I
2. Sorry, player 2. Sorry, Colt. I hope this doesn't hurt. And I'm gonna use my last sorcery point. I'm gonna double the spell range from 30 to 60 feet.
Okay.
And then I'm gonna throw a second level witch bolt at it.
Okay.
And so this is concentration.
Okay.
And so this will be in a spell attack. Is this just straight, or is this a disadvantage? What's going on? Or
I'd say from the height, I'm not going to impose disadvantage because you have a pretty good idea of where it is. But since it is in the water, it does benefit from a little bit of cover. So its AC is actually a little higher than what it normally would be.
okay, cool. All right, here goes. Shit, I'll be a 13 to which
It's not quite enough to do it. You see this bolt of lightning kind of lash out, and it kind of like pokes around in the water a little bit, but you just don't feel it latch onto anything.
I will end my turn.
Dejected.
Dejected.
Sarav kind of comes to a bit, and you hear him kind of under his own breath, Kugal, you hear him say this.
No, this is no crocodile. This is an abomination.
And you see him actually dive into the water.
Oh, okay.
Colt, you'd actually be facing up from the way he dragged you in. You see Sarav swim kind of by you, and he actually kind of grabs onto your shoulder, and he tries to go in and stab this thing with his rapier, and actually is going to make contact as he stabs into this thing.
Good job.
For it's 4 damage, but it's something. That is the end of his turn. Aelin.
I'm going back in.
You just saw Colt just get violently ripped into the water.
I take a running in, diving, trying to get right there on him.
How many creatures are going to eat you in this swamp? I just thought about that. Colt.
All of them, I guess. Snake would have done it if he could, I bet.
Colt the tasty treat.
I'm going to cast.
And for 25 gold, you can have your picture drawn with them.
Inflict wounds on
All
Mr.
3 fingers
Crocodile.
he's got left.
Okay.
And I'm really gonna hope that this one hits with my trusty gold dice. Nothing happens.
Nothing.
It's a 9.
You can't get like a solid grasp on this thing as it's moving just a bit too violently.
Twice now. 2 second spell slots. Just.
Oh, yeah, I feel you.
Believe me when I tell you,
Yeah.
I feel your pain. I think anybody that's played a D&D spellcaster has felt that pain. Anything else you'd like
Not
to do?
name names.
We empathize with you. We're with you.
Nothing I want to do. Cry.
Okay.
Crying's a free action.
Kugal, it is. I should have worn that shirt.
Can I see any of them?
You're in jail,
I
too.
just see swarming.
Yeah, just kind of movement in the water.
I would like to see if I can head up to the cliff to get an overhead view. So just following the edge of the water and then trying to climb my way up.
And since you saw where Sarov got stuck, you're able to kind of circumvent that quickstand.
It looked like 15 feet to get to the base. Does he go 15 feet up, or how's that?
There's kind of a little climbable ledge there if you wanted to.
Oh, oh.
I don't have a heck of a lot to work with. If I can't see any of them, none of my just like standard spells are going to do anything. I mean, I could fire an Eldritch Blast into it, but I wouldn't know what I'd be hitting. I don't want to take the chance of just
There's a lot of potential.
putting
Friendly
an
fire
Eldritch
down there.
hole in anybody
Yeah.
if I want to. I will do nothing like that if I can just.
Just trying to get up there to get a better vantage
Just trying to
point.
get a better vantage point, so when something happens that I can see, could I hold an Eldritch Blast if I see the
Not since you've already moved.
moved? Okay. Yeah, because I've already done that. Then I will just be in there
Okay.
and watch intently.
Colt.
I clench my free hand, and it reverberates with thunderous energy, and I punch its nose holes.
Okay.
the
Make that
nostrils.
attack roll with disadvantage.
Oh, come on, man. 11.
That is not going to be enough. As you go to punch it, this thing is kind of shakes you in a way that kind of really lessens the blow.
Hang out in its mouth.
Okay. In a turn?
Can I do anything else?
If you have a bonus action or anything?
No, I don't have any of that.
Okay.
I didn't know if I could try to break free.
It's an action to try and break free.
Nah.
Okay. All right. That does bring us to Thousand Teeth, who is going to attempt to do a death roll with you in its mouth. And you need to make an athletics check versus my athletics check.
Does he get any type of advantage, or does the other guy get any type of disadvantage because we're flanking him?
No.
I know that term flanking, and I don't know what it means.
I didn't
but
roll super great, but
9.
Flanks are delicious. We had some the other day.
Dame's trying to kill me. Help! Rebel!
that's a
Try,
he has a
man.
big modifier. Yeah, so that's a fail. So you are going to take see. 16 piercing damage
Oh. Okay.
as this thing just does a roll
That didn't look too good.
under the water.
Great. We're all fine.
As
here.
you all just see just this kind of billowing blood that just kind of spins out from where Colt currently is. and he had you kind of by the kind of lower thigh on that one. So you are essentially, what's the best word to say this? I guess maimed. You have your legs still, but this thing is just brutalized and mangled, like right at the spot where it connects to your hips. So right now your speed is 0.
Oh.
That is going to be the end of its turn. Red.
Yikes. All right. We're positive. We're doing great. We're all great. We're doing fine. All right, here we go. Let's try this. We're gonna throw a second level chaos bolt at this guy. And this
You got
is
it.
what happens.
You got it. You got it.
Is this just straight or
Straight,
minus? Okay. Yes. It's a 19 to chaos bolt.
That
Jeez.
is just enough to hit it.
Just enough?
Just enough to hit
With
it.
you being out of the water and
Oh.
it being underwater. Yeah.
Oh man. Okay.
Like I said, if it's from two different locations, he gets a bit of cover from the water.
Okay, cool. So 13 lightning, and then and then 13 lightning, and then 9 generic.
Oh, there we go.
That was good. So you let loose this magical fury that finds its way through the water and just makes direct contact with this creature in his side. And he lets go of you.
Oh, floating in the water.
I'll take a knee and then a turn.
Belly up.
So I'm exhausted.
And at that point, as it drops you, it turns and looks at the closest thing next to it, which is Sarov, and attempts to bite at Sarov. It's a nat 20.
Oh, no, that's sorry.
We're gonna be so lost.
No.
He's gonna be. We're all gonna be.
And that is going to be 12, 16 piercing damage. You see Sarv immediately go limp.
What the fluff?
That's not great.
I don't have any way to help him.
Oh,
Oh,
man,
God.
pulling out the book.
We just lost our guide.
No.
You see those of you who are in the water see Sarv kind of disappear behind this cloud of bubbles and mud and silt and stuff like that. And then it just kind of turns to red. When you get just enough vision to see, you see Sarv floating towards you. You see his arm with his rapier floating towards you. But then as the arm gets closer to you, there's nothing attached to it.
Oh.
And you currently don't see where the rest of Sarv is.
I don't like this game anymore.
Aelin, you are up.
Poor Sarv.
Yikes.
Yeah.
What would you like to do, Aelin?
Not play.
Not play. Aw.
Is Colt floating up to the surface What's going on with Colt?
I'm conscious.
He's conscious. He can't really move. He can't like kick his legs.
I got my arms. I'm good. I'm gonna punch him when I can.
If I try and swim away with Colt,
Whoa, I ain't going nowhere.
How did you know, Bill?
We ain't done.
did you want to stay?
Hell yeah, I want to stay.
Okay then. All right, we're here. We're staying. We're staying.
This is Lieutenant Dan over here.
He's gonna tinker himself a skateboard.
I'm going to go up to the Thousand Teeth character, and I'm gonna just punch him again and cast Inflict Wounds
Okay.
with the only dice
no.
that's not
Smack him on
in
the
jail. Does a 12 hit? No, 13. Does a 13
It
hit?
does not.
God fucking damn it.
Wait, but I'm next to her too. Does she get a +1 for a 14?
Flanking.
Unfortunately, not.
No.
Okay.
Oh man.
Anything else? Bonus action?
Can I actually try and affix myself to the crocodile?
Excuse me.
How so?
You know, like trying to do the barrel roll thing to him though.
You want to try to like wrap your
Wrap
arms
my arms
around it?
around him.
Crikey. You're gonna
He is probably a little too large for you to like.
Yeah. Okay.
Grab
Then I'm
around
just
its
gonna just
neck.
stay here in solidarity with Colt.
Okay.
He's going down. I'm going down with him. We're
Okay.
TPKing it tonight.
Kugal, you see you don't hear anything. You don't like visibly see any of the people under the water. What you do see is a lot of blood just float to the surface.
Excuse me.
I don't know who he's got, and it doesn't matter. I would like to take a running leap off.
Oh,
Excuse me.
Oh,
Just
shit.
glaive like coming straight down to where I think it's gonna be.
Demacia!
But
Okay.
I'm gonna take a run, like just a running leap,
Okay.
and then
Yeah.
come down in that spot.
Okay. I would say you have a good enough idea of where stuff is happening, where I'm not going to impose disadvantage. But again, he is going to have a little higher AC just with the water.
So I'm just
In play.
striking as a normal blade attack.
Strike as a normal blade attack.
17 plus 4.
That hits.
Yeah, boy. So
Heroic.
10.
Do you yell anything when you jump off?
Just a battle cry, just a yell.
Sitting. We need some fan art of this.
A 3 plus 2, so a 5 damage.
Okay. You sink your glaive right into this thing as you kind of it almost catches you, or you catch yourself on it from sinking down further into the water, and it kind of wrenches it. For how much damage you said?
5.
And this thing is definitely, it's past bloodied, but it's not quite mortal.
Okay. I will end there because I have nothing I can do with the bonus or anything.
Okay. All right, Colt.
So I'm in a tremendous amount of pain.
Not at the moment. It's adrenaline.
Yeah, I got an adrenaline surge going on. So I just, as soon as I'm released from this thing, I'm just twisting my body, just eyes wide, and I clench my fist for a second for that thunderous energy, and then open my palm back up and just try to slap this thing right across the wherever I can, just
Okay.
anywhere on its body. Oh, that's 22.
That hits.
Nice.
Nice.
Open palm, slap this bee for 10 thunder damage.
Ooh, very nice. As it you literally Charlie Murphy, like smack the shit out of the front of this thing. And you do kind of alter its trajectory a little bit. You said that was 10 damage?
10 thunder damage.
Nice.
What does it do with Sarv's potential corpse?
It's not in his mouth.
Oh, shit. I'm not thinking about that. Adrenaline surge and I'm dying. So I start trying to just rub or pat my leg in this filthy water just out of instinct, and then I end my turn right there.
Okay. When you reach down, you feel there's armor chunks missing. It's not smooth down there.
Oh, no.
That is going to bring us to our crocodile friend here. Which, being the animal that it is...
Oh, wait. Just a reminder. It's disadvantage if it doesn't attack me.
Right.
It doesn't know that, though.
Right. I'm just trying to think who it would be more pissed at, you or
Me.
Kugal right now. Because he just literally hang glided, like stabbed into its side, and then you just slapped it in the face. I'll tell you what, I'm going to just roll a dice. Evens.
You should do a D4, and then 1, 2, 3, and if it's a 4, then it's confused by the body of...
It's in the water. It can't see
We're
either.
gonna I'm going to do even
1, 2,
odds.
3, 4.
Even odd. Okay. Kugal, this thing circles around and goes to take a bite out of you. 16.
Disadvantage.
Thank you. Definitely misses. Yeah. As it kind of it's kind of disoriented from this slap to the snout. And then let's see. It is going to end its turn there. Red.
All right. It's still kind of like somewhat underwater, but
Yeah, they're about 5-6 feet under.
all right. So we're gonna cast a chill touch, which is gonna make a ghostly skeleton hand, and it's gonna go try and grab onto it.
Sending
And
it under the
then-
water.
Yeah, send it under the water, and then if it attaches, it'll get some necrotic damage going. Excuse me. Let's make a roll. That's a 16 to chill touch.
It is not going to be enough to hit it from above the
Excuse me.
water.
Well then I will just kind of shimmy that way, so I'm looking straight at it, and then I will end my turn.
Dive into the water and
Dive in the water and shoot it. We're all in. Red,
No.
you can't hear me.
End
though.
of turn.
Okay. Aelin.
What was that a dice roll for?
Oh.
We're all bleeding.
For done.
Rock included.
Using my mace, I'm just gonna try and bop him in the head.
There
Okay.
you go. Excuse me.
Twist it.
Got the hiccups today.
That's,
18.
That's enough to hit. Yeah.
That's a good bop.
Bop it.
Not
Twist
twist
it.
7.
Okay.
I don't know.
Everybody's just taking turns just walloping this thing over and over and over. And you feel like you kind of just make enough contact. You see a single tooth just fall out
God damn
of
it.
its mouth.
pocket that tooth. Pocket that
Get
tooth.
that dude. Someone.
The collection!
I don't want the gold floating away.
I try and orient myself slightly in front of Colt,
Okay.
and that's it.
Okay.
I can't move the token.
You see the crocodile turn around and swim away.
Fly.
Kugal, yeah.
Jesus.
Kugal, Colt, and Aelin, you will all get an attack of opportunity on this.
Oh, hell yeah. Opportunity attack's like my best move, just like my regular punch. Slap! Oh, I'm slapping. You slapping?
Oh, I'm slapping so hard.
Oh, yeah.
I
Okay.
guess I'll mace it too.
19 plus 4.
12 plus 5, 17.
23.
All three you hit.
Nice.
Get him. Get him. You're swinging away. Oh, big punch!
4.
Okay.
6.
12.
That was a good hit from
4,
all of
6,
us.
12.
That was very good hit.
There's 22 total, right? Yeah, 20,
Um,
we 22'd them.
You see
good, yeah.
multiple gashes and wounds on this thing. This thing's bleeding heavily. It is absolutely mortal. It is on its last legs. And it kind of disappears into the murky water.
I would go after. I can swim really fast now. I got my helm on. I got my swim.
Right.
Loving the aggression.
I'm fast. I'm fast in the water.
Kugal, your turn.
So I have no idea where it went. Just a general direction.
You saw it move off kind of to your right.
He's hurt. Can't move super far. Save, for example, at the corner of that hill. Like, say, in this general vicinity.
Okay.
I'm just going to take a shot in the dark with a shatter,
Okay.
Shatter.
which has got like a 10-foot bubble. 10-foot range. Or I have a 60-foot range, but it's a 10-foot sphere.
Right.
So I need a con save.
Okay. You see this spell effect kind of warp the water in the distance, but you don't feel it latch onto anything.
Nope.
When you do that, though, and kind of the displacement of everything, you see what looks like a dark outline of Sarov laying on the body, laying on the bottom of the lake.
But is he whole?
Well, minus an arm.
He's like 4/5.
He's missing a
Oh,
limb.
is he still alive?
He might, maybe, probably. Maybe.
I thought he was dead. I thought he was cut in half.
No, he's
He's
just
He
an
lost an
arm.
arm.
Oh. Oh. I thought he was
I like that. I will head that direction and see if I can retrieve Sarov.
He's just drowning.
Yeah. You swim
Very slowly. Sort of.
over towards Sarov. What's your swim speed? Do you know? I believe it's half of your regular
If
movement.
it's half of walking, then I have 15.
Okay.
If you click on your walking, it'll tell you what your swimming is.
It might be
Yeah.
affected by something. I'm not sure off the top of my head about swimming.
Mine shows me at the top, but it may be because of my fit.
It's because of your armor.
Oh, yeah.
Mine doesn't tell me.
Just kidding.
It has, okay, hold on. So walking, swimming. I can change it to swimming. And I have 0 swimming speed, apparently.
Can't swim?
I guess.
All right. We'll
I'm
say
not
for
sure
now,
why.
until we figured out, 15 feet. You can swim 15 feet.
Okay.
Because you got weird stuff going on with your character sheet right now. I don't
Yeah,
know what's
I
up
do.
with it. We had to fix it coming into the show.
It says
So,
when swimming, each foot of movement costs 1 extra feet unless a creature is
So half.
climbing.
so
or
half. All
swimming
right. Yeah. So
Okay.
15. Yeah.
Yeah, it's really bizarre. So, yeah, if I had 15.
Okay. So you have enough to get to him and kind of start to go up with him. Yeah. You definitely grab onto him, and he isn't moving at the moment. End of turn.
Yeah.
Okay. Colt.
So I can't walk, but I got arms.
Yeah.
So I can
Oh God.
like do this number
Not-
and still
it's
move.
not
Yeah.
funny. It's not funny. It's not funny. It's not funny.
I'm just gonna
Got that dog in him.
I'm just gonna tread water and just clench my fist.
boy.
I'm gonna hold my action for a huge maul darting at me, and if it does, I'm just gonna hold my hand out.
Okay. Okay. This is the end of your turn. And
I'm about to build a Professor Xavier device. Start rolling around.
hovering around.
Yeah.
And your wish is granted.
Oh, it is.
As you see out of the murkiness, you look to your left. This thing looks like it took a loop around the mound and is swimming right. It's like a scene out of Jaws. It is swimming, and you see it open its maw just as it's getting to you. I'll say you can. This is kind of going to happen simultaneously. So you were holding your action to punch this thing in the mouth, right? Okay, go ahead and make your attack roll.
Right in his nose, whatever I can get a hold of. That's a nat 20.
Oh,
God
man.
damn.
Oh!
I can see it now. The hero of Saltmarsh destroyed
Let's see if
1,000 teeth with his bare hands.
Think of the marketing.
And win
I
Dude, that's
shit
right.
you not. I just rolled a nat 1.
All right.
Ching, 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 ching,
So, in the immortal words of Matt Mercer, with its 1 health point left, how do you want to do this?
Oh shit. Okay. As it's charging in with that mouth, I assume it's like it's coming at me. I'll just overhook my fist and just aim for the top of its snout and crush down it
Yeah.
as it's charging at me.
What do you say, though?
Some adrenaline bubbly words.
That's amazing. You come down with this power punch, this disrespectful downward punch in the water as you kind of just shift to the side a little bit, and you feel your punch. The speed at which this thing was moving, it actually moves past you, like its snout moves past you, almost like a bull. And you come down right on the back of its head, almost like right where its brain stem would be, and just you feel your fist just crush into the skull of this thing, right behind its neck, or right behind the top of its head, and it immediately its momentum keeps going in the water, but it just kind of turns and stops moving.
Did it bump Kugo?
No, but it would have grazed against Aelin.
Oh,
Touching me. Oh, man.
And we are out of initiative. And you know what? Since we're over a bit, that's where we're going to go ahead and call it for this evening. Holy shit. Good job, y'all.
we're okay.
Man.
Mostly.
Yeah, we don't really know about Sarov right now.
He's not okay. Fully. Maybe mostly.
Your legs. What about your legs?
They're still in my body. I have healing powers.
Do we want to do an imaginary 10 minutes and I can try and heal everyone? We can see if Sarov comes back to life.
Well,
No?
I'd say let's hold off on that since we're a little late getting out of here. But what I will say is we won't have to wait 2 weeks to figure out what happens. Since we're not doing Phandelver next week, we actually are going to do our next session of Ghost of Saltmarsh next Friday. So get 2 in a row.
The recovery episode.
You're welcome. Yeah. That was...
The gang learns
Was that y'all's toughest fight so far?
I think so.
thing.
It was terrible.
That thing had
No,
magic
wait,
powers.
Are we level 5
We've
now
had-
or whatever?
We've had other fights where like we were down.
Those bullywugs were kind of.
We've had like
The bullet was
obnoxious
really
people.
rough. I was inside a frog.
Yeah. This one seems the most stressful though.
Yeah, the underwater element kind of
Right.
threw some kinks in it.
Man.
I'm actually shocked all of y'all jumped into the water like it was summertime at the city pool.
It was time.
'Cause
Enough of the shenanigans.
there
Well,
were...
It wasn't my first choice, but
This thing had moves I didn't even get to use.
shame.
One of us is dry.
That's true. Red is on land.
That's true. Anyways, that's where we'll go ahead and say goodbye for this evening. Thank you all so much for watching. Thank you for being here. Have a fantastic weekend. If you liked the stream, give us a like. If you want to support the channel, give us a sub. It's free, and it tells the algorithm you like what you see.
Tell your friends.
And look at this guy.
And
He
the hero of
saved this-
Saltmarsh.
He saved the day single-handedly.
Just out here doing heroic shit, one deed at a time.
I already know what I'm going to scream repeatedly next session. I'm excited.
Punch that crocodile in half.
Oh, man. All right. Thanks, y'all. Have a great evening. We'll see you next week.
Bye, y'all.
Bye.